Hello, friends. I believe we're live. Yatta-ticka-ticka-da. Uh, Welcome to Forever Blue Endless Gold, a Hufflecoat Gaming podcast slash stream, where we are entirely prepared for today's session, and whatever this stream is going to be. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a really good time. I'm here with my friends. I'm Andrew Gilbert. I'm the dungeon master for today's game. I go by he, him. I'm with these beautiful people. Adam, would you like to introduce yourself and pronouns?
Hi, everybody. Yes, my name is Adam. I use either they or he pronouns. And excited to be here, even though I have no idea what is about to happen or what I'm doing.
And you should pay very close attention to Adam's hair.
I
It's noticeable.
It is a thing. And Elise is with us. Elise, would you
Yes,
introduce
hello.
yourself?
Happily. Hello, my name is Elise. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm playing Aster, whose pronouns are they, them.
Excellent. And Rev from our guest star from the amazing podcast and sort of other stream organization.
Fair.
Crit Show, which is awesome and
Faction.
amazing. Faction. It's a good one. Yeah. Gang.
I'm Rev. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing as Honin Cinderbeard, Dwarven Cleric of the Forge.
Beautiful.
You'll notice I did not say who I'm playing because my character
Died. Oh.
and he
Adam's-
refuses to tell me what I'm doing.
Adam's just here the
Adam's
whole
just
time.
here right now.
This is a test to see if Adam can just listen for three
Just
hours.
listen. It's a refresher in my dialogue training.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Adam.
Can Adam just listen?
Just great. So just a couple announcements. We are affiliate on Twitch, which means you're able to cheer and subscribe to us. And if you have Prime Gaming through Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free. It's really easy. You just hit that little subscribe button and then go all the way down, and it says use your Prime Gaming thing, and it's free to do that. And if you don't use it on us, use it on Crit Show. Use it on another sort of small streamer. It's easy and free, and it really does help streams. So that's awesome. This is tied in to our 1 to 20th level long running campaign that's kind of in its third act, which is Goats and Dragons. So you might hear names or references from that podcast, and you can find that wherever you get your podcasts, called Goats and Dragons. We have several sort of interlocking one-shots and small campaigns, including Dom and Dragons, which is also tied into this world, where we played with actor Dominic Monaghan for 25 sessions or so, and that's a really, really fun little podcast. He was entirely new to the game, so if you don't know anything about Dungeons & Dragons, you would be on par with Dom. And yet, it's still a lot of fun, and you can still have a good time and be quite good at it. And then we have another podcast, Hufflecoat Gaming, Hufflecoat Presents, a Games and Gaming podcast, where we play shorter campaigns, one-shots, and right now all of that is kind of wrapped up in the world of Tyr, which is GM'd by Galway Trainer, the other sort of co-founder of Hufflecoat Gaming, and it's brilliant and awesome. And we're the podcast is in Moontree Isle right now, but the stream and YouTube is all caught up with Tyr Astra Academy. So a lot of really awesome, cool stuff going on there. And while you're here, if you type !merch in the chat, you can get a link to our merch page where we have all kinds of merch and art and things you can put on things from our various campaigns and podcasts. If you type !Discord in the chat, you can get a link to our Discord. And this is our main community hub where all of us hang out and meet and talk and have fun and play games and watch movies and just generally be cool, fun people to each other. And if you type !donate in the chat, I believe we are highlighting the Trevor Project for
It's the ASPCA right now because of the
we
Nuzlocke.
switched it because we switch it for that. So the ASPCA is what that leads to. So we try to, with our !donate, we try to highlight an organization or a charity that is in need or it could benefit certainly from a few bucks being thrown their way, and we vet these pretty well. So we really believe in these organizations and what they can do, and we believe that they can really do good with the money given to them. And then exclamation point, various versions of that. We'll get you
remembered my favorite.
We'll get you hype in the chat. If you want to build up hype, if our characters are doing good, or if everyone's dead, and you just want to give us hype because you feel bad for it, you can do that as well. And exclamation point KO-FI or coffee gets you a link actually to donate directly to Helpful Goat Gaming, and that lets us buy art assets and objects and stream overlay stuff that we can use in our games. Like this, I had bought some of this for today, and it's lovely. Also, I just kind of want to mention none of this is union. None of us are SAG or AFTRA affiliated for this project. We wouldn't be doing this if we were getting paid, because really we want to be able to stick and to be able to support SAG and AFTRA as well as WGA, who's currently on strike. There should be no acting. There should be no writing that is unionized at this point, since everyone who's going on strike has legitimate concerns for their contracts, and we just kind of wanted to say we totally support unions. We support giving people a living wage. Only 2% of SAG actors can actually make a living simply from SAG acting, and only about 10% at the very most even could qualify for benefits. And this is a really rough existence for a lot of individuals. And so, yeah, we just kind of want to say we support that. None of us are affiliated with that for this project. So we're not, trying to scab or anything, just kind of making sure everyone's on the same page with that. And yeah, I think then that puts us to be able to get the game going. Yeah, so let's sort of do that. Ooh. So last time on Forever Blue Endless Gold, what even happened? These individuals thought that they were just going about their normal day in the duties to the service of the city of Bovalia, in the nation of Bovalia, in the world of Greater Banya. It was another day in court. Everything was a bit of ceremony, a bit of national intrigue, perhaps, but nothing out of the ordinary. Until individuals within the Citadel started to get sick. There seemed to be something going on with the local forge. There seemed to be this, what we later found out was an infiltration from the fire plane of existence. And these fire elementals were slowly trying to get into the city, in order probably to do what they've been doing throughout the land, getting into cities and burning them down to the ground. Exactly for what purpose? This group certainly is not sure. This whole thing has been known as the Fire Blight. This horrible burning of everything to ash. It seems, though, like the actions of our heroes here have prevented that in the city of Bovalia. Because as these things were coming out, as these fire giants and Efreeti and fire elementals were pouring out of this teleportation circle, Honin was able to break the circle itself so that they could not get in any further. The force fields around the citadel prevented any of them from escaping the citadel, and with the brave efforts of all of you, you were able to get a few people out of the citadel before Dash, with his last remaining life force, teleported the entire citadel away from the material plane and into the Feywild. And that is roughly where we're going to pick things up. I skipped over a whole lot, by the way, but yes.
Well, we could accompany that recap with a poem that was written by
yes,
Chelsea and dropped in the Twitch chat.
Thank you. I almost missed it.
Yeah. Should I read it?
Please.
In the land of Bavalia, filled with mystery, desperation, and plot, political intrigue reigns in this exciting Part 2 one-shot. When entering the Feywild, remember to not share your name or eat the food. Imagine convincing the Fey to join the family's cause and how this could help them in magnitude. Big excite for this adventure. Beloved chaos and scheming about to ensue. Much love, goats. I can see and hear you.
Aww.
Thank you, Chelsea. I hadn't thought about that. Convincing the Fae to join the family's cause. I wouldn't possibly think of metagaming and thinking about that in the slightest.
Yeah, I kind of flashback to 20 minutes ago, Adam being like, so
what can I do?
What's Burbage up to right now, Andy?
Can I send Burbage help right in this moment as
Hunger Games style just dropping on his head?
I love it. So, Aster. Standing underneath the falling pink leaves of a gorgeous giant tree, blood dripping out of your mouth, your breath barely able to be caught. Your friends not in sight at the moment. And a giant spear sticking out the front of you, pinning you to the ground. Your vision begins to tunnel. And you feel lightheaded, and you hear a ringing that gets louder and louder in your ears. And very softly you hear a voice. Are you mine or not? And
remember when we were recapping this and we completely forgot about the part where Aster struck a deal with a god?
And immediately, a giant golden dragon, luminous, as bright and white as the moon itself in broad daylight, swoops down impossibly large from the heavens, coming straight at you, and then stopping right in front of your face. Are you mine or not? Earlier that very day.
Oh my gosh. Your turn, Elise.
The pressure's on.
We're all so prepared for this. I don't know why I made such a big swing out of the gate like that. Should have just done it normally. But at this moment, we're not going to begin there. We are going to begin with Honin. Honin. You catch a breath that you do not know how long you've held it. You've been unconscious, but you didn't even realize you were unconscious. You hear a muffled world around you, just you almost feel like you're underwater, and in fact, about half of your head as you're laying on stone is underwater. There's about 5 or 6 inches in this room of standing cold water. You smell burnt ash. And you see in the corner out of your eye a fire being punched straight in the face by your apprentice. And as that happens, it falls back into the water and bubbles, steam streams up. And she's standing over now the ashes of what this being once was, holding her side, breathing very heavily. You don't remember the last few minutes of what has happened, and you are entirely disoriented. And then she comes over. You're alive.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I can remember laying down on the job.
Oh, and I get up and stretch and
She helps
try
you
to push the stuff off me.
immediately. Yeah. You're covered in cold water. You're not exactly sure why. It does seem to be flowing from the entrance to this room that used to encapsulate the major circular runes of this place. This was the teleportation circle through which all of these things were coming in, and you summoning divine creation power from the cosmos itself broke this thing. And now...
Was there running water in the castle?
No. Nope.
Good. Good.
That doesn't make sense. And your apprentice, are you okay? Is there anything... are you hurt?
Yeah, not so bad that I can't get up. Just, something took the breath out of me. Where's all this water coming from?
I have no idea. I do not know myself. Honin, it should...
All right.
It should
Perhaps
also...
we should get...
So,
go
sorry. Yeah. It should also be noted, before you go on, your apprentice doesn't fight. This is not... She doesn't do this. She certainly doesn't punch fire elementals. This feels weird to you, even if you're kind of, trying to get your bearings. That is
okay.
certainly one more thing that doesn't make sense kind of at the moment.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, is there anything, because I saw her fighting before we went down, is having studied all these forms of combat, like, is it distinctly different from how I saw her fighting before we were overwhelmed?
No. Thinking about it now, kind of trying to put the pieces together, it's not different. It's nothing you've taught her. You've also been sparring with her as you were the king himself, and this is nothing you've taught her. While she certainly kind of had a few of the stances and like you wore some of the armor and shield and sword that you would have expected, her footwork was very different. Her speed was very different, almost as if she was acting a little bit for you before.
Oh.
And you're seeing there's a martial arts training here that you really had no idea about that seems to have come through in all of this.
Okay.
Yeah. Do with that
yeah,
what you will.
I
don't know.
Yeah, I think I clock that and look around a bit.
All right, well, I suppose we best figure out where it's coming from. We just avoided burning to death. I'd best like it if we didn't drown now.
Aster, you're hearing this voice kind of echoing down the hallway, then unforgettable voice of Honin talking to his assistant. It doesn't take long before you realize, oh, they must have gotten to that teleportation room. You slosh through the foot of water, 6 inches to foot of water in the hallway here, hearing just barely a low thrumming in the castle. I don't know if that's picking up on the mic, but probably not. And you see your apprentice name was Valine?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, good. Okay.
Vanille.
Oh, Vanille. Yes, Vanille. Vanille's kind of standing up and helping up Honin. And if you want, you could join them.
Sure. Yeah, I'll kind of rush over and help Vanille kind of bring Honin up to his feet, and give Honin a quick look over. You, how you feeling? You need anything? Are you?
It's kind of hard to say. Last time we played this 4 months ago, he said to take a long rest, and so I hit the button, and there's no one doing that.
Well, I didn't, so yeah, I'll.
Once you hit that reset, you can't undo it.
You can't,
It's just,
yeah, I know. It's that's how. Yeah, gods are fickle.
Can't unring the bell.
Great. Well, then I'll save my spell slots. Was Dash with you? Was Feldspar? What? Where is everybody?
Oh, last I saw, Feldspar was where we left him before we tried to get our way to get his daughter out. And Dash, I haven't seen Dash since everything started blowing up.
Okay. I'm gonna look for Lorraine. She's gone. She got out.
She did.
For whatever this is. What's with this water?
I don't know. We were able to break the teleporter, stop any more from getting in.
Andy, is it dark? Is there anything else in our surroundings different? Like anything that would, like, was there a big earthquake, or is it just suddenly there's water?
Give me a perception check.
Yes, Aster's very good at perception.
We'll do it with advantage. I assume Honin's helping out.
Yeah.
Great, because the first
gather
one
bearings.
was a 4.
Perfect.
Okay. And the
That
second?
was a 13.
13. With a 13, yeah, you hear that sort of low, thrumming, constant sound. There is a tiny bit of a current with the water, as if it's pouring in from somewhere. You definitely felt, as you were still awake during all of this, you definitely felt all of a sudden very sick to your stomach, and you felt a massive shudder. The dust from the rafters that hasn't been disturbed in hundreds of years all of a sudden has fallen down all around you. The water itself has got almost a thin layer of ash and dust on it, and yet the place still seems to be fairly structurally sound, even though there was that massive shudder in that one moment. And then you started running through the halls. All you had found was dead bodies of individuals who had been burned, and there is very little life in here. However, there is also very little fire elemental life in here as well, which is a little weird, especially because it was overflowing with fire elementals last time you sort of checked. And water shouldn't just destroy a fire elemental. These things are, these things can be completely submerged in water and completely fine. They would just, make a lot of bubbles. So all of this feels weird.
Okay. I'm going to do similar to how I found Larea last time. I will use locate object
Okay.
to on something that I know Dash carries all the time. Something that I saw him wearing earlier that day.
Sure.
Anything like that.
He has a ring that he always wears.
Yeah, that'll
Okay.
work. So I cast it on his ring, and if it's not, it's within 1,000 feet. I can sense the direction of the object's location. So I would start, if it's not within 1,000 feet, I would just let Honin know. I'm gonna find Dash and start heading out until I get a ping on this ring.
All right, well, don't go alone.
Yeah. So the three
You
of
coming
you,
then?
Yeah.
yeah, begin to walk through the halls, eerily quiet, fairly dark. But every once in a while, you do see light bouncing off some corridors. The windows. It seems to be daytime still, which is weird because it should have been kind of evening or night. And you get a ping on the ring, and it seems to be in the direction of kind of the throne room. As you turn a corner, though, you hear voices up ahead, bouncing off the walls over the thrumming and the slight current of the water. What languages do you speak, either of you?
Common, Celestial, and Elven.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Da-da-da. Don't mind me, just trying to figure out where that lives.
Yeah. Dwarves don't usually know a ton. They usually know Dwarvish and
So
Common.
on the core page in Roll20, it's usually in the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah. Common, Dwarvish, Elvish.
Elvish. So both of you recognize the pronunciation of Elvish, but not the words. So there's a language here that is seemingly linked, but different. You don't know if it's an extremely different dialect, or a language, something like maybe Sylvan, that is spoken with similar kind of tones and stuff. You're just not exactly sure. Valine, though.
I'm sorry, did you say Vanille?
Vanille, though. There's a stupid reason I'm doing that, and I can't tell why, because it's a secret.
Her
Interesting.
real name. She's been hiding her real name from me,
Not
too.
even that. She starts to whisper. They're talking about the waterfall, some sort of waterfall, and I can't really hear much else of what they're saying.
What language are they speaking?
Oh, they're speaking Sylvan. Not a language
Just-
normally spoken by common folk.
A self-incriminating statement in the circumstances, Vanille.
Maybe.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna mention that, but I did notice before that you seem to be quicker on your feet and stronger than you let on during a lot of our sparring sessions.
Insight check on Vanille. Oh, shit. Is it really her?
Yeah. Whoever wants, give me an insight check.
Dirty 20?
It's pretty good. As far as you know about Vanille, this seems to be that
That's her.
person. I mean, they've always been a little cagey, and they've never quite, Honin would know them best. And for you, Honin, yeah, naturally.
25?
Yeah, oh, and with a 25, this is the exact same person, though it feels like all of a sudden a mask has been lifted and that she's not really sort of performing the what you now realize was a little bit of an act, the sort of dutiful apprentice, if that makes sense. And then you hear a bit of a growl from somewhere behind you.
Great. That sounds good.
Turn around and look.
Yeah, turn around and back down the hallway about from where you came. There's a rather large dog slowly making its way through the water toward you. Yeah.
That would be a great time to have something like speak with animals or animal friendship.
Sure would.
Cool. Well, I think Aster this is their castle. So enough is enough, and they're going to round the corner and see who these people in their castle are and find Dash, ignoring the dog for now.
Okay. Yeah, you flip around the corner. Immediately, three individuals, they look pretty elven to you, if not a bit fairer. Two of them have deep red hair, long red hair, and the other one has short, kind of spiky, yellow, blonde hair. And they look immediately to you, and one of them draws a bow, and one of the redheads sort of puts a hand to them. No. Hello? Are you okay?
I don't know. Who are you?
Is this your dog?
Oh, probably. Yes.
Is it bite?
Yep.
Could you tell it to not?
He rarely listens to me, but I'll give it a shot. And he
The well-trained animal you got then.
he kind of trots over. And yeah, huge freckles on his face, long red hair, looks fairly genial and somewhat kind. Also wearing very nice armor, and kitted out with at least 7 daggers that you see on them. Also kind of around the corner, and the dog that you let stop looking at for a second is much closer now, and you did not hear it. He puts a hand up to it before it sort of lunges at the two of you, and the dog seemingly is wary, but goes, "All right, fine."
The dog talks.
The dog said that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Aster.
Great.
Yeah. Go
No.
ahead.
I apologize if I'd known you was a talking dog. I'd have just asked you not to bite me yourself.
I rarely listen to people.
Good advice.
Now, do you mind saying just what happened? What's going on?
We would also love to know that. Why are you in our castle?
See, your castle is in a very bad spot at the moment. Not sure how it got here, but you're in a very it's hard to explain. A very important waterfall to us. This is sacred ground, and we need you to move the castle just real quick if you can, just out of the way. If you could just park it like somewhere else.
Is your dog's name Howl? Just
Yes, whoever's driving the moving castle, we're double parked in our sacred waterfall.
It's actually a Sunday, and you're not allowed to park here on Sundays. The castle's not in a waterfall. As Aster is saying this, they're looking at the foot of water.
Yeah. And hearing the thrumming, constant
Yeah.
thrumming.
I'm sorry, my friend is missing, and I need to find him. And I just keep following now. I'll like move past the people to find Dash.
Sure.
I don't know. We can't really steer it. Given some time, I could, I'm sure, fix it up and move it. But as far as I know, this was kind of a one-time thing. We were.
Do
being
you know
attacked
what's going on?
a bit. Like we were moved someplace else. That's really all I know. Is that the big teleportation runes from the room that you used to get in were also apparently built underneath, and we got sent away.
So we are in their sacred waterfall.
Yeah, most likely.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, I'm gonna keep looking. Well, we're walking and talking. We're walking and talking.
You are now flanked by these individuals, these three individuals. The yellow-haired one still has a bow and arrow out. He's in the back with the dog. The other two are on sides of you. You do get the sense that they are escorting you. They're allowing you to go places, but this is
My
Yeah.
castle.
Sure.
These sacred waters, they don't by chance have like magical properties, do they? Because this whole place was just infested with like fire elementals and things of the like, and it seems to be just sizzling them right up.
Yes. Yeah, it would do that. Yeah, 100%. There were fire elementals in. Oh God.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm sorry we crashed your waterfall, but oh boy, we couldn't have landed a better place.
That's wild. Were you under attack?
Yeah, oh yeah, big time.
Oh, okay. They weren't subjects or anything of whatever this place was.
Well, kind of, but not really. People were getting infected by them, and it was like burning them up inside, and then they'd explode,
Sure.
and that thing would be there, and it was a whole thing.
Okay, well, they're gone. So I don't. And also, we've been searching this for about an hour now. We didn't see any other people really. There were a couple survivors that we found, but everyone else seems gone or dead. We found
Big rabbit guy
lots
Yeah,
of
big
bodies.
floppy ears, big feet,
can't
Oh,
jump.
loves puns.
no, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Aster starts running towards the ping of the
you've
ring.
turned the corner now into the main throne room. The old stained glass of beautiful panorama view of this room is shattered and in rubble at this point. There's a large fissure that is separated the sort of the back half of the room from the front. Rubble on the other side entirely. Your sort of locate object is pointing into that back room, or where that back room should be, that you had met in the morning the day before. Time's a little weird right now.
I remember this. Yes.
And if you want, you could try to get over that little fissure and try to jump across, or
Yeah, I'll jump across. This is gonna be so sad. If I roll a natural one, it would be really good, but also really sad. Okay, I will jump it.
okay, give me a athletics check, please.
15.
15. So yeah, the water is really thin here, as most of it's also now forming a new waterfall into this fissure. And you're running, splash, 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 leaping all across. You barely get across, and you start to lose your balance, and you have to hold on to some of the protruding rock in the rubble on the other side. And then you see a paw sort of land on your hand as well, and the dog is now pulling at your armor a little bit to make sure that you don't fall into the fissure. I don't know how the dog got over here. That doesn't make sense to you, but he's here now.
Thanks.
And
climb her
Honin,
up.
you would have seen the dog just sort of appear onto the rubble on the other side as well.
I do have wings. I could have flown across this. About that.
Just in the
But
confusion
hey,
of
what-
everything, I
Yeah,
forgot I could
Aster's
fly.
not thinking about
We're-
that.
we're-
Actually, I think technically I used my my wings at the end of the last session, and it hasn't been a long rest yet, so I can't use them again.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
it has for
Whatever.
some of us.
Yeah.
That's why you had to be knocked out, was because you clicked the button.
That's fair.
The two redheads leap across this without any trouble. Did you want to try Honin, or are you just gonna wait? For Aster?
You look.
How, like looking down.
It's deep. It's real deep. You don't
Yeah.
quite see the bottom. You hear the
No,
splash of it.
You go ahead without me. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Aster will steel themselves and go into that back room.
Crawl over the rubble, kind of slide down the other side, and you hit the door. Throw open the door. The room itself is also filled a bit with water and just kind of an ash on the surface. You don't see Dash, but you definitely get this sense, almost as if it's glowing in front of you, the ring in about 5 inches of water by itself. A ring that you've never seen Dash without.
Okay. I'll pick it. I'll kind of reach in and pick it up. Oh God, I've got to have something to find. Can I just? There's no way he could be like under rubble or hidden, or is there like enough rubble that like?
You can look around, yeah. Give me investigation check, maybe, kind of as best you can, moving a desk aside and
I'll turn to the redheads who have so kindly escorted me in here. Say, help me, and start, Princess Leia style, like in the garbage compactor, demanding I get help here. And
what is it
can I
you're
have
looking for?
my friend? He's the long floppy ears, kind of a big guy.
There's no one else in here. And they'll start kind of moving stuff around, but they're...
It's an 8 investigation.
Yeah. And with an 8, you don't see any sign of your friend other than the worst thought you could possibly have, which is the only thing left of him is the thin layer of ash on the water in this room.
Yeah. Speaking of that, hadn't Aster or one of the three of us gotten infected with this fire
Oh,
thing?
yeah. It was
all of us?
No, it was what's his name?
It was Dash.
Yeah.
What's his name?
In loving
What's
memory
his
of
name?
what's his name.
I've already forgotten him.
Can I go pee? Do I?
You can if you want.
I'm-
We
I'm-
got a minute.
Do I have to be here for this?
I'm gonna quick go pee.
Okay.
Before I might actually be needed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, without saying anything to the other two, Aster will just turn around and leave. And this time, they'll just pull out their wings and fly across the fucking chasm.
Okay. All right. Honin, you are reunited with Aster. And at this, the two redheads leap over the chasm again. One of them starts to slip a little bit, and the other one catches them. They seem to have a really good chemistry. They look very similar. They might be brother or sister, something like that. And at this point, they say, well, I think we've done enough in here. If you would accompany us, we could leave this place unless you can figure out a way to move it. I think we need to all get out of here.
Yeah, I won't be able to move it quickly. I could do it, but it would take some time.
That's fine. You all look terrible, if I may be so bold. Have a dinner with us.
Sure.
I look at Aster.
Aster looks distraught.
Yeah. Where, other than in your sacred waterfall, where actually are we?
do you know what even realm you're in?
No.
Bovalia.
Oh, sweet child. No. You are in the realm of the Feywild. You are in the lands of the court of the stranger. And you are in the sacred waterfall of Erethen. So we should get out of here before we're all cursed.
Does any of that mean anything to me?
Give me a history check, Odin.
Okay. 17.
17. You've heard of the Feywild? Absolutely. This is a realm of existence, often where fairies and sort of generally mischievous spirits tend to dwell. Your run of the mill leprechauns, your unicorns, your these sort of things usually come from or have Fey ancestry. Elves tend to also have a bit of Fey ancestry often, and these beautiful, stunning examples of elves in front of you might just be those sort of prime Fey wild elves. And other than that, it's you don't know too much. It's a realm that is actually fairly near the material plane, as far as sort of the where the cosmology of all of this lands, and it's can be a very dangerous place if you don't know how to navigate it. You've also heard of the Stranger. This is an individual that you didn't necessarily know they had a Fey connection to. This is just someone that, for some reason, the Merchants Guild has always had dealings with. They seem to be a force in the real world, in the material plane, a mover and shaker behind the scenes. Sometimes a broker of information, but mostly someone who gives very powerful favors to people. If this is even the same Stranger that you've heard. And then the waterfall is made up. You've never... I mean, I don't even remember what I said the name of it was. This is pretty obscure, so...
Erethen.
Erethen, sure.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's what you gave it, the 17 then.
Okay.
So what do you think, everyone? We should leave here right away. I don't think there are any more survivors. Also, Aster, it's a little weird. They say they've been looking here for about an hour. You sort of just ran down the hall and found Honin, since that shudder that you felt.
Do I have any sense that, like, time there... Could there have been some timey-wimey bullshit, or is that just like they were lying to me?
Give me an insight, if you kind of want to see if they're lying about that.
18?
They seem pretty genuine. So you're not exactly sure how any of this waterfall fuckery works. But it's possible in this new Fey world that time is weird like this. It's as good as you get.
Okay.
We're sorry for your friend's loss. We can't allow you to stay in here. For your own good.
What good? What are you trying to prevent from happening to us?
These waterfalls are highly magical. We don't even know quite all of the extent that they can, what exactly they can do. A little bit of the waterfall gets transported to this tiny place in the material plane, and it makes people's memories go insane. Like, they remember stuff, they forget stuff. It's wild, and that's just a tiny sliver of what this place can do.
Okay. Yeah. I don't care for us to belabor whether we should stay or go, but any longer. Let's, if there's no survivors besides us, then let's just get out of here for now. Find somewhere safe to regroup.
Okay. You You make your way then out through the dining hall. This was the last place you heard Feldspar.
Yeah. Look for him.
You're looking around for him. You see a broken sword, a
But no body?
half melted crown, and no individual body.
I'll fetch the crown and sword pieces and just give Honin a kind of concerned look. Sad, concerned look.
I'm sorry, my name's Honin. What are your names?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Our names. Mine is Manira. This is Codswallop, and that's Horif. So Manira and Codswallop are the two redheads, and Horif is the blonde.
And the dog?
Oh, we call him Dog.
Manira, out of curiosity, what happens here to your deceased? When folks pass away here in the Feywilds, is it burial? Is it, I don't know, turn to stardust and go up into the heavens, or?
So when a soul dies, and we should be walking and talking as we're doing this because we're getting out.
Sure.
But as a soul dies here in the Feywild, it turns into a dust that lights on the things around it and imbues what luck or what spirit they will on the world around them. If your friends died here, they're a part of the castle now. They live in the walls.
Yeah, and I think as we are headed out, Honan stops and just puts his hand on the wall.
I don't know if you can hear this. We'll be back, though.
Go.
Exiting out the major front doors of this place, the force field now entirely gone, you see a very different landscape than the Bovalian city that you sort of expect down below you. It seems like the citadel is almost nestled inside a half of a cliff, a beautiful waterfall, not raining down, but spouting upward and cresting over the citadel and then over the cliff itself. You've never seen a waterfall fall up before. The land around you is lit by a golden yellow light, but the leaves on the trees near you are pink and purple. The major giant oaks is the closest thing you can call these things, but there are trees that you've never seen before. There is ornate bridge work spanning even small little tiny ravines that only go down about 10 feet, and yet this beautiful bridge has been built to cover it over a small road leading from this amazing waterfall. And then you see golden rooftops just barely peeking over some of the pink forest that's laid out. There's also almost a bit of what just feels like a dust in the air. Tiny, almost glowing kind of microbes kind of all around you that seem to move out of the way in front of you as you're walking, not from an air current, but almost as if they are sentient. And even the atmosphere here seems to have a mind of its own. The smell of this place is beautiful and sickly kind of at the same time. when you smell like a really pungent but also somewhat rotten piece of fruit. That's a bit of what everything just feels like here. The small, tiny road is lined with these rock cairns, small stacked rocks on either side, and you can see that there's a couple people that seem to be getting some medical attention. One of them is Balo, the sort of the political manager, has survived. One of the others is Kaimara, the Arakakra military manager. And they're getting major healing done as Balo looks pretty good, but Kaimara, most of the feathers have been burned off or removed from strikes and wounds. They look pretty seriously hurt, but still alive. And you pause for just a little bit to kind of get your bearings and maybe even to speak to some of these people. But you are very gently sort of pushed, as if you are meant to keep walking by these individuals. And they say, please let us go to dinner.
Why did you find all of these other survivors but not us in your search?
We did find you.
No, we found you.
That's strange. We were about to give up the search as well. We had been there a little bit already, and we didn't see anyone else. But that's also what our dog is for. They sniff out people, individuals, if they need to. And he goes, that's right. People usually stink pretty bad.
Does the healing that is happening to Kaimara and Balo, how I want to ask this question, we're in a different place. Does it seem to be stuff that would necessarily work on them?
It seems to be helping, though metagame, it would be something like these are like really low level, first level spells that they're trying to just kind of spam and kind of get them up.
Yeah, and that's what if it seems like they're not taking to it as well, like as we pass by, I would do a heal on them.
Okay.
Just to give them a taste of home.
Sure. Give me a spell slot or two here if you'd like.
Okay. 33. So that's just a cure mass.
Ah, yes.
So
okay.
Just a little bit.
I'll
for
take some of
everybody.
that too.
Sure. Yeah, so what is your... That's a major healing spell. So yeah, what does that look like when you perform that?
Boy, if you had asked me what it looked like before we came here, I think like all things, it would have looked like these fiery runes that he carved into the air. But there is something different here. There's like pulling at the air, and it is this kind of silvery ash instead of the traces of fire, that everything is coming from kind of the remnants of what they brought over with them.
Interesting. That does seem to help. Absolutely Balo, but Balo there's a different problem with Balo. His eyes are down, his head is down. He recognizes you. He sort of looks up and sees you. He looks straight back down to the ground. He is just immediately you get a sense of depression, of grief, of defeated, just a defeated man. This is, and you've never quite seen Balo like this before. the redheads at this point start to push you a little bit more aggressively than down the road. And said, "Oh, we're going to be late for dinner if we don't continue on. If you don't mind."
Have Kamara and Balo eaten dinner? This is suspicious.
They've had a sustenance, sure.
I think that Honin like kind of sidles up to Aster.
I know this is unusual, but for a moment you got to think of yourself like, you're not going to want to hear this, but you're the king now. We've got some people here who are lost, who are outsiders. They're probably trying to take us to whoever's in charge so they can figure out what to do with us and how to help us, or if we're a threat. So we got to be the envoy when we're used to having people come to us.
Okay. Aster puts on her king face, their king face, and
Yeah,
Awesome.
please lead the way.
So about another 10 minutes walking through this gorgeous, beautiful, dense vegetation, these beautiful little monuments on the side of the road, decorated with care. Small little ribbons are tied to them. This obviously is a very important pilgrimage. This road that you're on, coming to the falls from the city that you're now heading to. Though it looks like a lot of the trek that has occurred here has happened today, it seems. It's still the path is still overgrown just a little bit with a greenish blue grass that has been stamped down but not quite into dust yet. And eventually, then the vegetation opens up, and there's this golden roofed city with white plaster walls of these buildings that all look a little bit uniform, but are all shaped differently. So, like, the color aesthetic is all the same, the general architecture is the same, but each building seems to have kind of its own little function. And you are led to what appears to be a town square. In the middle of which a giant banquet table filled with foods and drinks are there, and there's only one occupant at this table who is immediately stuffing their face with food, and that is a very weird-looking rabbit person who is fit and thin, and all of the coloration that you recognize as Dash their fur is almost luminous and glowing. This was Dash in his prime. This was Dash 50 years ago. Not sort of the larger person who he would be the first to admit let himself go entirely from this form, and he's stuffing his face. And welcome, Adam, to the game.
Oh my god! I forgot how good the food in the Feywild tasted. This is amazing. Guys, look at me. I'm young again.
Wait, you need to tell me that Dash is king of the Feywild?
I think
I don't think so. I'm
Oh.
a king. Am I a king? I think so.
Manira starts to laugh at that. Just chuckles. King
I
of
think
the
Aster's ready to throw punches. This seems like a cruel joke to Aster.
Oh my god.
Thanks the heavens,
Sit,
you
eat.
guys are all right. No, watch this. Yeah, dig in. But watch this. And Dash is gonna stand up, and he's going to run at. There's a wall? He's gonna run
There's a
at the
building,
nearest.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna run at the nearest wall and like do a backflip over and land on his
Okay.
feet.
Give me an athletics check, please, with advantage, as this meal has been excellent for you.
Yes. Athletics
Yes.
or acrobatics.
Acrobatics, yeah, either one. Can't wait for the nat one.
Oh, I didn't have to click twice.
What'd you get?
I gave the, I guess a 15.
15. Yeah, it's not hard. You run up the wall a few steps, backflip onto the ground, with ease. I mean, it wasn't
that.
incredibly impressive, but it was for Dash. It was really impressive.
I use divine sense.
Oh,
Has he been resurrected? Is he undead? Is this? And then I don't know. Like,
yeah.
any? Do I have something like detect magic? This is a cruel thing that they are doing to Aster.
So casting divine sense, you don't sense undead, you don't sense elemental, you don't sense celestial, fiend. You do sense very strongly fey.
Yeah, not really surprised there.
While you've always been able to sense a bit of fey from him, this is entirely fey.
I'm going to use my 1/4 level spell slot and walk over and put my hands on them and cast 4th level Dispel Magic. Try and get rid of any illusion or something that someone has placed on this imposter to make me think that it's Dash.
Removed all the healing properties. He just dies.
Yeah.
He just turns into a corpse again.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Adam, are there any you say 4th level?
Yep.
Okay.
4th level or high
Yeah.
equal to or less than 4th level spells on you.
Do you have to roll for a higher?
I would have to roll for a higher, yes.
Okay, give me a roll just in case.
Okay.
Are there any 4th level magics on you, Adam, at this point?
Like spells that are currently affecting me?
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to figure out which. I think it's just with my
I think it's just
spellcasting,
yeah.
which is charisma. So that's a natural 20 for a 24.
Natural 20.
I mean,
Let's go. Nothing happens. Or
Adam, are you really Dash? Or are you something else that has been turned into Dash?
okay, come on now. Can Dash tell that
That the spell
Aster is Aster's like being really like Aster's really suspicious. That's obvious, right?
yeah, I mean Aster
Yeah.
like has been staring
Yeah.
daggers at you.
I don't think you've. I mean, this is your friend for a very long time, though. I don't know if you would have. If they are coming to you with their arms out, I don't think you would have necessarily thought that was anything malicious. And then they immediately dispelled magic.
Right. Yeah. Dash is like over the top, like happiness will fall a little bit, and he'll get serious and he'll look at Aster and he'll say, Aster, it's me. I'm not sure that I can explain it, but it's me. I promise you.
And nothing else happens in terms of the dispel, right?
Nothing else happens.
Okay.
Does it have a radius effect?
No.
Okay, good. It's on.
No, it's
on
targeted.
The thing. Okay. Just make sure, because then some stuff would get fecky. Yeah, but I think we're good. Yeah, nothing else then happens. And Minira sort of, okay, please, if you don't mind sitting, you look terrible. If you eat, if you drink, you're gonna feel a lot better. Okay. our light is about to turn blue pretty soon. If you don't mind, rest up with a beautiful feast, and we can talk in a minute.
Hey, Honin. Last one to the table's a rotten egg. And dashes to the table. He's just in a blur.
Look, I know it's a lot.
It literally feels like everyone is trying to convince me that this is real when everything in my gut is telling me everything about this is wrong, Honin. And then you're like, "Oh, you're the king now, Aster. Just be a leader, Aster." What the what?
Well, I didn't. You're not the actual king, but
I know
all
I'm not the actual
all
king.
I'm saying is he's not dead, and it's. I'm sure someone will explain it to us. But for the moment, let's just take the wind.
Vanille is stuffing. Vanille?
Yes.
Okay, good. okay. Is stuffing her face immediately. She's at the table, just eating a huge turkey leg, like stuffing cake into her mouth. I was listening to her throat.
Guys, speaking of rotten eggs, you should try them. They're great. Even rotten tastes good here.
I don't have purify food and drink prepared. Which, when you said that, I think Aster's first thought is like, I will purify that. Oh, I can't. But sure, I'll detect poison and disease. Are they actually rotten eggs?
Not harmful. No.
Then I'll eat.
Yeah.
The food is amazing. The drink is fantastic. As you're eating, waves of musicians come and play for you. Beautiful people begin to dance around you. Honin, you're sort of being pulled up to dance with a couple of these individuals at one point. Would you partake?
Yeah, probably.
So a few individuals start to dance beautifully around Honin, who's just kind of like I imagine a very stiff kind of dance, but dance nonetheless.
Trained by elves, so it's oddly.
Yeah. It's a bit fluid at places.
Yeah.
You know how to sort of go with the flow of this, and the two dancers are dancing around you. The scarves that they're wearing magically elongate and extend and begin to flow around you entirely, until they seem to cover you in almost a bit of a cocoon. And as they bounce back and break, you are now wearing a beautiful golden dress, and sequins fall off of you. And you're not exactly sure how, but it's fun. It's amazing. It's they do it again, and you're back in your grimy, really dirty, wet clothes again. And it's the first time. You know how, like, if your socks get wet, and you know it sucks, but you're wearing them. It's just a part of what it is. If you take those socks off and then put them back on, it's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
That's sort of, you notice all of a sudden the wetness of your clothes, that are taking a long time to dry. But other than that, it's a beautiful, wondrous experience. And my friends, you get the benefit of a long rest. So all of you have long rested. If you want to prepare different spells at this point, or anything like that, for those who are prepare casters, feel free. You do notice that the light of this place, which you're not exactly sure, you don't see a sun, but the light source seems to be behind a few trees, and you don't get a really good sense of it. It's not changing its angle, but it does seem to be changing color a little bit, and so the yellows, golden yellows of the light begin to shift into kind of a blue, which is now making all the pink leaves a deep purple around you.
Andy, what is Dash wearing? Was he
What would you like to be wearing?
Like, is he just? I imagine he was maybe found in the first round of searching in the castle or something, or
Oh
I
yeah?
don't even know. Or he just turned up here, but I think he's well rested. He's in clean.
You
Like,
remember being sat down at this table.
oh, okay,
Yeah, is the first thing you remember. Wearing clothes that however you want to have worn. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I'd say just like casual, flowy, colorful clothes, not jester clothes.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah,
Okay,
you
cool.
you look
No
amazing.
wet socks for Dash.
No wet socks for
Thank you
Dash.
very much.
Yeah. Honin, you see a fox next to you. It almost looks like his fur is on fire. It seems to be moving slightly and burning almost, not consuming anything, just a little bit, especially his tail. So the flames seem to be whipping up on his tail quite a lot. And he says, "Hey, how you doing?"
Good.
All right, so I'm thinking an insanity defense. You guys were just all went crazy. I think that's our main tact here. What do you think? You didn't mean to bring it here. You it was just maybe the two of you, maybe you and that one over there, and he points to Aster kind of with his paw. Maybe you guys are in love and like she broke your heart, right? And what do? You just want to leave that plane of existence, bring your whole stuff with you, and that's why you did that. I can sell that.
No, we've already. I think the Mr. Firefox. I think that the thing that happened actually is pretty believable.
Of course.
We don't.
Yeah, the thing that happened. You saw your friend get stabbed. And you vowed revenge against the waterfalls of the world. You know, it's understandable. That's all I'm saying.
I'll take it under counsel.
That's exactly what you're doing. I'm sorry,
No.
I'm your counsel.
Oh Jesus. Sorry, Jesus. It's my cousin. He was a terrible lawyer too.
Sure. Terrible lawyer too. That. And he starts to nibble on some cake. That's all I'm saying.
No,
That's all I'm saying. You the passions of the heart. The people here love emotion. That's why you did it. That's why you sacrilege. It's. Do you? You're all looking a little bit confused. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you know
is
the
this a
seriousness of this?
Well, they told us it was magic waterfall, and they said, "Can we move it?" And I said, "We can't yet, but give me some time, and I can."
Sure.
And now I don't. Is there like a trial to hear?
Yeah.
You just said you're our who's prosecuting us?
Them. And he kind of looks around. Them, just all
like everyone.
Yeah. The city, the town, the people here, the court itself, the stranger's court is going to hold court. And I'm your defense.
That's really strange.
Is it?
Yeah, we're refugees from a war, and you're putting us on trial.
Refugees from a war. Interesting. I see. Is it a bad war? Like a really bad war?
But it killed
Not like
everyone except for the 5 of us here.
Wow. That's okay.
And
Did you
it
know
was an
anyone?
invasion from another plane.
Yes.
I don't like
Did-
that you're excited about this. This is what makes me say 2.
Do I need to be speaking to someone else? And he kind of looks
No,
over
you
to
just need to be
Aster.
speaking differently. I don't think you understand how to talk to people who've been through something.
Sure. How about I'll let you drink a little more? Yeah, let's drink a little more. And then we'll circle back around. Okay?
Have I heard any of this? This is all just.
I
Honin.
think so. He's not being quiet about this.
Okay. Yeah, I'll I guess with Dash as well, be like, is Dash on? Are you on trial too?
Oh, all of you. Yeah. You and those other two that they pulled from the castle. Yeah. Oh, it's bad. It's real bad. It's real bad. Yeah. The penalty for all of this is just like certain death. So, gotta figure out a defense.
I look at Honin and I'm like, I could just banish you back to the material plane if you want to go home.
I mean,
No, I'd
banishment
like
works
to.
weird here. I wouldn't do that.
I was not talking to you, Firefox.
Oh, sure. I'll just nibble on something over here. And he'll scurry over, kind of sit up next to Dash then and kind of start.
Andy, does Dash remember what he did?
Yes. You remember bringing the citadel here.
Okay. And Dash heard was within hearing distance of this whole conversation
Absolutely.
with Hogan
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Dash has just been like slowly eating. And just kind of glancing around.
Were you gonna say something or?
Nope, I'm just gonna eat.
No,
I'm
I'm
Dash.
not.
No, not you.
Oh, okay.
No.
Literally,
No
no one
one's-
wants to talk to you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
you.
sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Dash is like avoiding. He's not focusing very much on the food in front of him.
I haven't introduced myself. I'm sorry. Bananalby.
Bananalby,
Yeah,
the Firefox.
Bananalby the Firefox. I mean, they call me a Phoenix Fox here, but you can call me Firefox, I guess. Not gonna get under my skin. That's for darn sure.
Bananalby.
Bananalby.
Bananalby, what if you went over and got some of that delicious looking ham,
Oh, that's
And
a good looking
then-
ham.
took it to those dancers and offered it to them, and then danced with them for at least half an hour?
Not a bad idea. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Says Bananalby.
15.
15. I don't know if I'll dance that long, but let's see what the old joints got in them. And he shoots straight up in the air, like a flame trail behind him, kind of lands down, grabs the ham, rushes over to the dancers, drops it, and goes, "Let's do this."
Okay, I think Aster just like lets their head like thump onto the table. Guys, what the fuck?
Dash is just looking at you guys with really wide eyes, slowly popping grapes into his mouth.
I produced the ring. I found this underwater amidst ashy residue that was like dead person residue. So weren't you dying? How are you what happened, Dash?
Okay, all right. Listen, I don't know how much time we have. It all starts when I was a child, a young herringon lad, okay? I was running from a farmer after stealing his carrots, and I fell through a clearing into the Feywild because I was dashing from this farmer so hard that I fell into another realm entirely, okay? All right. Then I was recruited by the stranger who trained me in the ways of insight. Okay, we became pretty good friends, I think. I barely even recall him. There's something weird there. Right, Andy?
Correct.
I
You-
think
you
I know him.
You remember him to a certain extent, conversations. You have no clue what he looks like. You don't remember the sound of his actual voice. Yeah.
I have warm feelings of friendship and loyalty to him, but I can't tell you any more than that. Okay? Is the lawyer still
Dancing.
dancing
Yeah.
or?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fast forward a few years to when I was about 19 years old. Like right now. I was sent on a mission by the stranger to steal a magic item from King Feldspar. He takes the ring from you. This is the magic item, all right? Okay? I was a young rogue, all right? And I was sent to spy on the king and steal this ring. Your uncle?
Yeah.
Your Uncle Alba, the king's chamberlain, was my patsy, my pawn. Right? I staged a scene for him.
I'm sorry,
convincing him.
were you gonna use Alba as a fall person for this? That he stole? Like Aster thinks
No.
this is the first smile Aster's cracked because the idea of Alba doing anything besides following the law like rigorously is hilarious.
Not really a patsy, just like my entry point, because I staged a whole scene in a local tavern to convince Alba that I had potential as a young youth who could be corrected and sent on a more fruitful path, right? Okay, and the lawyer's still dancing.
Yes.
All right, so. I was given a low-level housekeeping job in the Citadel, all right? And I was supposed to use that after, a month or two working there. I was supposed to, under that guise, right, steal the ring and that has this power that I didn't know at the time what it did. But anyway, Feldspar caught me and gave me the chance to tell him why he shouldn't kill me right now, right? And I gave him an answer. And then he trusted me and made me the jester and gave me this ring to keep for years and years and years and told me that I was the only one he trusted with it because I was the only person who wouldn't use it at the first moment's notice of danger. And there were many instances when I could have used it and I didn't. But when we were being invaded, and the fire elementals were pouring through, I did. And I didn't know where else to send the citadel. So I brought it here, to as close to the stranger as we could possibly get. Because I miss him? Because he's a friend.
I produce the melted, broken crown of Feldspar, and I toss it in front of Dash.
He went down fighting. He was doing what he loved.
When they talk about the 11th hour, this feels more like the first after we've passed midnight,
Maybe. Do you want a grape? Okay.
So, if the stranger wanted the ring, but the ring moved the castle, but the castle had a whole bunch of stuff in it to make it work, what's the ring do on its own?
Well, the ring... I used the ring to activate one of the rods. There are 7 rods in the secret room behind the thrones. I think they each went to a different plane. The one I activated brought us here. Oh, a stream?
No, it's okay. I think it's just Lena's internet. I was looking too. I pulled it up.
Alas.
All right, so maybe the stranger wants it to build something similar so they can move around?
Chelsea says it's frozen for her too.
Oh no!
Everyone pause.
It's not frozen for me.
It's not frozen for me either.
Chelsea and Lena do live together.
That's true. They live in the same house. I forgot.
So that might be part of it.
They're watching the same television.
Yeah.
Is it frozen for you? It is. Is it frozen for you?
I did forget that.
I'm not sure what the stranger wanted with the ring. I do recall on a birthday recently, as I scroll my
Notes.
bio, on my 50th year anniversary of my arrival in the material realm,
Mm-hmm.
I was visited by
Three spirits.
And Christmas lives in my heart ever since.
I was visited by I think a representative for the stranger. He came to check on me, to check on the mission, because I guess I hadn't really been following up. But I think time is weird, right? So, like, I don't know how, maybe like only a day had passed here, but 50 years had passed in the material realm.
Should I hold on to the ring?
Probably.
Let's say it was Aster is not a good liar. This is, this is a cold hard fact about Aster. It was used up in the spell that brought us here.
Maybe I should take it.
Yeah.
I
Either of
don't
you?
know anything about it.
Or maybe I should take it because Feldspar, old
Well,
Feldy, he
that's
trusted
true.
me with it.
But do you have the impulse, like if I was to come up to you right now, if I was like, oh, I'm the stranger, can I have that? What's your gut instinct?
Here you go. I mean, well, no. I also feel some weird uncertainty toward the stranger, I think. I mean, why did I feel like I was angry at the stranger when I set the citadel here. I don't remember why, from a roleplay perspective.
Let's go to the videotape.
Yeah, I think this you believed that the stranger was sort of manipulating and using you for a long time, and Feldspar
Right.
actually, in his genuineness, sort of showed you, oh, maybe I don't have to just be a tool for this guy who doesn't seem to care about me because he just let me kind of go for 50 years and didn't even show up until
I'm feeling young and spry. I bet I could resist the weird, fey, implicit temptation to honor my whatever loyalty or friendship to the stranger. I bet I could resist that. I
But
bet I could do it.
is that a thing? Like, if you've made a promise to a fae, is that something you can just, especially in the Fey Wild, is that something you can not do? Or is it like, isn't it like law here? or
history checks from everyone.
We could ask our lawyer.
something? Oh God.
You could. He's still
No,
over there.
I forgot I have
He's
such a
got-
good history.
He's got a big ham in his
Oh,
mouth.
that's another natural 20 for Aster, bringing us to a 29 history check.
Ooh, that beats
Um,
my 25.
wonderful. These are all really good rolls. So both Honin and Aster know. There is the story that you can't break a promise with Fae. Now, Aster, you would know that that does not extend to all Fae creatures or all things that are Fae or all Fae realm people. But those high enough in a court seem to have this kind of weird magical bond, and that something eventually really bad will happen if you don't deliver on the promise. And if it's within the power of the realm, you can't die until you've completed the promise.
Oh.
And at that, I think we're going to take a break. So let's take a 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or whatever everyone needs, as the fox is dancing and as all of you are starting to grapple with what's going on here. Let us have manage our fluids in any way that you see fit, and we will be back soon.
BRB.
Hello, friends. We're back. Ha So, our friends find themselves in the Feywild. Not only that, the target of a judicial inquiry into how and why this citadel came into the sacred waterfall and messing it all up. Like, this is weird. But at least they got a long rest from the feast that they are eating. And even though the light has turned blue, you guys aren't necessarily sleepy. It feels like it's almost kind of an evening-ish, but you are wide awake as if it's midday. Weird feelings all around. Your court-appointed defense attorney, I guess, is a fox who is now eating ham and dancing with some ladies in the corner. What is it, friends, that you would like to do?
So we run. They're all dancing and we just go, right? That's the next.
We flee into the
We
wild.
flee.
I mean, I could run really fast now, but I don't know if that's our best option. Maybe I should just take it. You know, maybe I should just take the fall. I did it. You guys
Take
could
the-
return. You know, I it was my fault. I brought the gas.
Oh, you mean in the trial?
Yeah.
Oh, I've stopped caring about the trial and started caring about the deal with the Fae that is going to kill you when you have to hand over that ring.
Right. Sure.
So if we go to trial and the stranger shows up to adjudicate and says, "Oh, Dash, my boy, so good to see you. Can I have that ring?" And you say, and then you Thanos into nothing. Like, is that the next step?
Well, is the alternative that I don't ever get to die?
That seems Feldspar managed 300 years like that.
It sure seems like it. It seems like maybe that's why you're alive now. If tails are serving me properly, that you just may not be able to die till you fulfill. And now I don't know if that means now you die on completion of the task, or like you die the next time you would die after completion of the task.
Also, I'd really, really like to get back to Bovalia. I like what's happening there. Just because we're safe doesn't mean Larea is safe and everything else there is what is safe. Like, what's happening there? There's no king. There's no citadel. There's
Yeah.
My interests and sympathies, also lie with Bavaria, Aster, dear. But the fact is, you know, I spent some time here in the Feywild as a youth, enough to know that it's very, very dangerous to try to navigate this place, or even to try to leave it when you don't really know what you're doing. Especially if there are people who don't want you to leave.
Would you
like
like
to
to see Bovalia?
What? Who said that?
There's a small little man now next to Honin who's just popped into existence. A large black brim hat that covers most of his face. He's wearing a trench coat that's way too long for him, but he opens it up and he's got like 8 mirrors underneath the trench coat. And he says, "Would you like to see Bovalia? I can show you Bovalia's shit."
yeah. Show us.
All right. Look, and he slams a mirror onto the table, spreads out some of the food from it, and the mirror swirls just a bit, and you see then a nice brook babbling next to a tree, and it's evening, if not dead of night, moonlit, bouncing off of the brook just a little bit. And he snatches it back, puts it under his coat. First one's free, next one will cost you.
I my hand goes to my sword. I'm so done with people fucking with me.
Oh, no, none of that, none of that. I don't mean no offense. But if you want to...
You meant no offense.
Oh, man, no offense, but if you
We-
want...
Teleported here from a war zone, and you showed us a babbling brook.
I don't always know what I'm going to show people. But sometimes I do. I mean, if you want to see some, pretty little things flapping around in a lake or something, I might be able to make that happen. You want to see a pretty little thing flopping around in a lake?
No,
And he pulls out a
sword
mirror,
is, like, halfway
slams
out
it,
the scabbard.
slams it on the table.
No.
You see a fish somewhere in bumbling, and he puts it back.
Is it salmonella?
Salmonella.
Can you? I hear there's ham that the dancers really like over there.
Oh, ham?
Just wanna
Ham, you say?
Go
Oh,
grab some.
Oh, I see. You're going to make Andy go through all the characters, aren't you? Okay, well. Put his hat a little lower and walk off to go get some ham.
What do you want from us?
Look. Okay, real quick before we get interrupted by anyone else that we have to send off for ham. They mentioned that the
Did you hear
water.
Did I hear something about ham?
Yeah, some of that.
Over there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's this big pig man who's missing a chunk of his leg.
There we go. Yeah. You guys ain't seen my cousin around here, have you? Nope. Okay, well.
All right. When they first found us, they told us that the water there is really magical and it can do all this stuff. Yeah. What if, while they're trying to put us on trial, I'll go fix the castle, like use the magic of the waters to act as the runes? Like, instead of having to build all these runes and hook them back up, what if I just take the things and plug them directly into the water? It might work. It would get us out of here, maybe home. But if you got the ring and we got all the rods, yeah, it's difficult to get out of here. What if we went from here to like another place and then that place home?
That could work, I suppose.
Okay. What? It isn't getting out of here whether we go home or it's somewhere else. Still getting out of here.
Yeah. But I feel like if we're taking a shot with an arrow, let's say, and it's going to be more precise from another plane, as opposed to like who knows where we'll end up. We'll like end up back on our plane, but we don't know where. As opposed to who cares if we don't know where on another plane, and then we can like focus. I don't know if that's how it works though. I'm making a lot of this up. We're talking about magic water.
Okay. I can try to help you with. I can make it so that people can't locate you so easily with magic.
Okay.
While you're doing that,
Yeah.
and maybe put a protection from good and evil on you.
And then if you two go
And then-
to the trial and vamp, just
Jeez. Vamp.
drag it out.
Yeah. You mean like we get turned into vampires?
And
Yeah.
yeah, and Honin, you're going to keep the ring.
I could eat it.
No.
I could swallow it and hide it.
Here's the thing: if I were the Fey entity with which you had made a deal, I would have said, "Okay, well, I'll carve it out of you," and just, So,
But he wouldn't be able to because that would kill me. And he's not allowed to kill
You're
me
not
until he has the ring.
I think it's
Catch
the other way.
22, stranger. Ha ha ha.
I think it's more the other way around, that it wouldn't kill you until he got the ring out of you, so you would just be in excruciating pain from being carved open.
Catch 69.
Oh boy, which one's this?
Yeah, who said that?
A small little boy with antlers
ham.
behind you.
What do you want?
Oh, nothing. I just was listening. Sorry. I'll.
I think
And you do
I've
notice
shared-
that you don't actually seem to have privacy here. That this, as you're talking about this, people are just wandering up or showing up literally out of nowhere, commenting on the things you're saying. This is mostly Andy trying to tell you. Don't forget.
Look, I've
Magical
shared a
world.
castle with you. I know that if you eat that ring, that's only going to protect it for like 4 to 6 hours.
No. Fair enough.
Okay, I don't think we have a better plan. So if we're
Perfect.
gonna, yeah, I cast non-detection on
Ooh.
Honin. For the duration, you hide a target from divination magic. Willing creature cannot be targeted by divination magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors. The duration is 8 hours. It is not concentration.
I see. That's interesting. Vanille taps you kind of on the shoulder. What would you like me to do? Honin, yeah.
Well, how do you feel? I mean, you've been forging, you've been working. How do you feel about trying to combine that with magic?
I don't feel great about it. However, it is needed, perhaps.
Yeah.
With a bit of guidance from you, I'm sure I could at least help.
It's either that or go to court.
I don't wish to do this. Go to a court of a court. That sounds terrible.
Yeah. I agree.
Yes, and I would very much like to get back to the material plane. Yes.
Well, are you going now? Is the plan to?
I mean, I guess getting started sooner than later.
Protection from evil and good is only 10 minutes concentration, so it really won't
Okay.
help the way that I was hoping it would.
Yeah. You're sitting at a table. How do you want to sneak out of the town and head back to the castle?
Yeah.
Aster will whip out the harpsichord as a distraction for you.
You have a harpsichord.
I have a harpsichord.
What does it look like?
Well, it's a miniature harpsichord. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in and
So,
Rev was going to
No,
answer
I
the
was
question.
I was going to
give him a second to
sputter
think.
for a while. Yeah.
So I have a miniature magical harpsichord. That's just like a little harpsichord charm, like a keychain almost. And when I pull it out, it becomes full size, and it is beautiful and silver. And I can play it. I'm proficient in it. So I'm going to just like nod at Dash and be like, how about this? And make a spectacle playing the harpsichord.
From your point of view, Dash, as she begins to play the harpsichord, it's a really weird visual effect. As her sort of face turns a little bit, the kind of starry speckle freckles almost don't seem to move as the face shifts a little bit. Almost as if for a second, your brain is having a hard time latching on, but you're almost looking through the face of Aster into a starry night sky. And it's beautiful, and it takes your breath away every time you kind of see it. But it also lets you know that she's very focused all of a sudden, and very serious about this. And you begin to play the harpsichord. Give me a performance roll to see how many ears and eyes you turn to you.
Can I use with my proficiency since I am proficient in harpsichord?
Yes, absolutely.
A
13. At this, the dancers and the fox begin to kind of make their way over to you. The dancers have now completely changed the color of their clothing to match the tune you're playing. Their dance begins to be slower. The fox just kind of sits and gnaws on a ham bone now, listening. A few of the others, including Mira and Manira and Codswallop, are now enraptured with what you're playing. And if you want Honin, this opportunity, you could try to sneak away.
Can I interject though?
Yes, please.
Going off of, Aster having the harpsichord, I'm wondering about logistics around Dash still having items from the material plane. How are we ruling? Does he have any of his possessions?
You have all of your possessions, but they are new versions of them. If that makes sense. So, like, if you have a musical instrument, you now have sort of a Feywild version of that musical instrument.
Okay. So, the hat of disguise.
Yes.
That I have, or that I had in the material realm, is now a hat of disgust. No, it's
a hat of disguise, but yeah,
it's still it's a hat of disguise, but it looks different. It looks more kind of fayish, maybe.
Absolutely, yeah. Instead of the long white feather, it seems to have a vine of purple leaves that goes all the way around it.
So, as the dancers kind of assemble around Aster, Dash will pull Honin aside and pull the hat of disguise out of his bag, and say, "Here, hat of disguise. While wearing this, you can cast an action. You can use an action to cast the disguise self spell from it at will.
Perfect.
But just remember, Honin. Remember.
Yeah.
The spell ends if the hat is removed."
Okay.
Listen, we all know how actions and hats work.
God, I want that T-shirt.
We all know
Merch.
how actions and hats work.
Hatchins? Yeah.
Well,
excellent. So you now have a hat of disguise as well, Honin, to add to whatever plan to get out of here that you.
Yeah, I will like duck down under the table and put it on and disguise myself, and then pop up and cast tongues on myself and start speaking in what it seems like everyone else is talking as I talk to my apprentice, and we walk out of town.
I hate to interrupt, but stream is apparently frozen.
No!
all of us but Andy.
Yes.
So I don't know if Andy, if it's your...
What has happened?
Oh, looking at the stream, it looks like you have hit all of us with chloroform. we all are in sleeping positions.
Fun. Okay. Interesting.
Now the question is, can they still hear us when they were frozen?
They should be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, they can hear us, even though our video is frozen.
Yeah. Fun. Weird.
In which case, we can probably just keep playing. They don't.
But you two have to be asleep.
Yeah.
Maybe if I switch to a different one.
Sam says that they can't hear me. Wait, but then how did they know to say that?
They're pulling your leg.
I wonder. That's weird.
At least in this view, it looks more like Rev is looking at notes or something.
That's true.
Adam, though, there's
it's
no redeeming that.
classic sleeping Adam. This is all, by the way, part of the distraction to get Honin away.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
distraction is so elaborate that it extends into our realm.
What's odd, what's wild is that's exactly how Elise sleeps. Just
Yeah. Staring into the distance.
Alert.
Yeah, alert and staring.
With a creepy smile on my face.
Well, especially, I don't know, ever since you got that Palantir.
Listen,
Isn't changing anything.
sometimes in 2023, you got to do what you got to do.
Sure.
Andy, do you want me to try leaving this and coming back?
Maybe. Yeah, let me
Oh,
do the
Now
same.
I can see it. Bye. Oh,
Does this do anything? I'm back.
Oh, now you're...
No one else is. Weird.
What a strange problem.
this is the part of the show that we take a break to do a variety segment. So,
It has to be audio. Right.
Yeah, everyone got their type 5 ready.
Yeah. It's such a funny way that you're all.
I can do like a Wookiee. You want me to do my Wookiee sound?
Yes,
Yeah, do a
yes.
Wookiee sound.
Hopefully the mic picks it up.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's basically just gurgling, but weird.
Heather wants us to sing.
I'm not your monkey, Heather. I mean, I feel like...
Sing.
Sing.
What is sing? Okay. Well, maybe I just
You carry the stream now.
maybe I just end the stream for a second and restart. What do you say?
Yeah,
I
maybe
mean-
you might have to kill
I-
OBS.
Yeah, I want everyone to be able to see you move. So we'll be right back, everyone.
Were we frozen for you on Discord, Andy?
Yeah, no, you're not on Discord. You were frozen in here though. But hey, everyone, we're back. I think.
I see us.
Yeah, we're moving around. We're doing our thing. And we're back. And just in time to hear Rev's amazing plan for Honin.
Yes.
As
Yeah.
we get to the point where Aster's playing the harpsichord, and Dash is just listening, and along with a lot of other people. So Honin, you and Vanille, how are you going to get out of here?
Yeah. So dipping down under the table, put on the hat, disguise myself,
Yeah.
cast tongues, stand up,
Speaking
speak
Sylvan,
to Vanille.
yeah, and Vanille understands.
Yeah, and just walking out of town like we're supposed to be, like we're just like everyone else.
Excellent. Give me like a charisma based stealth roll.
Okay.
So, are you proficient in stealth?
In stealth, no.
Yeah. Okay, so just give me a charisma check.
Okay. 17.
17. So with a 17, you start to walk away. You do see the blonde-haired, sort of elven individual that had escorted you into town is now looking your direction. Vanille bows very low to you, and then darts off into the bushes, and immediately he starts to follow and kind of looks at you strangely a little bit as he does not recognize you, but certainly wants to follow this individual. You hear him do kind of a high-pitched whistle, and then he also is gone into the vegetation. Seems like Vanille can take care of themselves generally. So, and it certainly has bought you enough time to get to that clear road up to the waterfall again.
Okay.
And if you keep your disguise, you're not going to be bothered by anyone else. Well done. Yeah. So you're making your way up into that direction. The fox jumps up on the table and says to the two of you, "All right, hush up now. Hush up. Hush up. Hush up. Shh, 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 shh." And he starts to look kind of more to north. Doesn't mean a ton to you right now, but he looks in the direction sort of away from the light source, kind of, we'll just say upward in town. And there is a small procession coming out of what looks to be a temple across the square entirely. And you see leading this is a very tall individual. White, gold, and pink robes flow out from behind them. And even though it is not windy tonight or this evening, the wind seems to be kicking up these robes as they flow, a lot like Adam's hair, willy-nilly and apparent in the breeze. The fox then says, "Okay, we're gonna meet someone, and everyone's gonna be polite. And where the fuck did your friend just go?" And he's now frantically looking around. The one, the short one. He was he's beefy and everything. Oh fuck, where'd he go? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And this procession of individuals comes across the square very painstakingly slowly toward all of you, and you're just like, come on, fucking let's go. And there's a veil over this individual, and you hear them speak. "Are you the accused?"
No.
"Oh, am I mistaken?"
I guess.
"Counselor, are these your clients?" Yes, absolutely, sir. They are." "Excellent. Have you briefed them on etiquette?" "Oh, I was just trying to do that. I was just trying to tell them all, be polite and just be really, really cool about all this. I also see that two of them are missing." Look, two of them are not missing. They just didn't want to. They didn't really have anything to add to the defense, and so they're going to. They're still in the trial. They're still going to accept the punishment of whatever it is. So, these two are probably going to, be the main ones you want to talk to anyway. Those other ones, we don't even know if they knew anything about anything. They were like low-level servants. They didn't they were nothing in the citadel. These two are the ones that did the whole thing. Oh shit! I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that they did the whole thing. I mean, there's a reason why they did the thing.
I'm sorry. Did you lose our friends? You lost our friends?
I certainly don't see them.
We are refugees sent here by accident from a war-torn city, and now you've lost us? You've lost our friends.
I've lost enough people today.
Give me a deception or performance roll first from Aster.
Oh.
And we'll see how
Can it
good
be intimidation?
This is. Can't be intimidation. That didn't feel very intimidating.
It wasn't intimidating. Okay, you said performance or deception?
Yeah.
It is the same. We'll go performance because Aster is notoriously bad at lying. This somehow feels like a way to game that.
Okay.
18.
Okay, good. So I do need a deception roll then from you, Dash, but with advantage now, as this act that she's putting on is quite good. There's actually a tear that comes out.
I think that Aster, the way that Aster makes this work is digs deep and thinks about Feldspar and Larea and actually pulls some genuine emotion into this.
I think that's it. I think you started out going, oh shit, I need to like lie to make sure that my friends are safe. And then you accidentally
lost control of the lie a little bit. Has tapped into the trauma a little bit. Yes,
absolutely.
For sure.
This happened to actors all the time. You tapped into something very true all of a sudden. And a tear snuck out and you didn't even quite recognize it.
I rolled a 21 deception.
A 21. Interesting. We apologize for any inconvenience that this has caused, and we will quickly go on with the trial so that we won't take up any more of your precious time. By the way, I am Franklin Ferocious. And I am here to speak on behalf of the stranger and his court. I'm afraid the stranger himself is away in the material plane for a bit, but has given me ultimate authority in such matters, and these are very serious matters indeed.
Just wondering if you could produce any receipts for that?
For what?
The authority that you are claiming to wield.
And immediately the laughter spreads all around. Authority does not need to prove itself. It only needs to
okay, and I walk away.
Exist. The redheads both put a hand on each of your shoulders. And...
They can try, Andy.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Do we want to make some rolls?
Sure.
So the two redheads are immediately behind you, and as you turn, they're both going for your shoulders. To one hand on for each of them on each shoulder, to kind of stop you and sit you down again. If you'd like, this would be sort of a contested grapple check. So you can give me an acrobatics or athletics check to try to get out of this.
I have a question. Is there any space for this to be like Aster is basically saying that if authority doesn't have to prove itself, then they don't have to prove their authority to just stand up and walk away right now, and that the actual action and confidence with which they are doing this motion is the act, and therefore it's intimidation? Or are we past that point? Is there any space for that?
In a world in which this authority is not already recognized, 100% that would work. The thing about this one is everyone has assumed this authority in them.
Great. So if it's athletics.
Yeah.
13.
Okay. The more feminine looking one, you sort of take their arm, spin it around. They're put off for a second because they've not actually seen you do anything to prevent them from doing what they want with you. The other one has then grabbed your collar, grabbed your other arm and stuck it behind your back. And it's starting to hurt a little bit. Would you like to continue making checks?
I guess I'd see what Dash is doing.
Watching at the moment, but what are you doing, Dash?
I mean, shit. I mean, if he thinks that a fight is going to happen, he's definitely prepared to fight.
Okay. I think I would go for like at this point essentially like a full toss, like get this person off of me, like toss them over,
Another athletics check then.
God, I wish I'd taken a proficiency in athletics. I built this character for a political drama.
Yep.
I've got a plus 11 on my longsword. Is that anything here?
You draw the longsword, yeah, it will be.
I don't want to draw the longsword on them. But that feels like a big move. Okay. Come on, dice. That's a 5.
With a 22, they take your arm, and as you try to spin around, they're already spinning with you. They slam you into the table and push your head down onto the table. A bit of gravy sort of spills onto your cheek. Some mashed potatoes go flying and land in Dash's lap. And immediately the fox is over there lapping up some of the mashed potatoes in the lap, which is weird, but it's what happens. I don't know. I didn't write it. And at this, we have some feisty ones, it appears. Perhaps the trial beginneth tonight? And at this, they clap their hands. The table starts to dig into the dirt and scoot aside on both sides. A small dais begins to rise up out of the ground underneath this really tall individual. Small, little bleachers begin to set up on the sides, in which people immediately start filling in very quickly to these this small stadium that's now kind of erupting out of the ground, with the white plastering, gold sort of trim of the aesthetic of this place. The fox immediately starts to kind of come over to you, but he has somehow already put a tie on, and he's now kind of fixing that a little bit. This is happening incredibly fast, and you are let up off of the table and sort of pushed over to a small kind of defense table, essentially, that's set up with 4 different chairs there. You also see now Balo is being dragged in chains, and he is manacled to the side of one of these tables, and the fox kind of nods at the two of you, and says, "Hey, take your seats. We're about to begin." "Oh boy, I should have talked more about this instead of dancing. I thought we had more time to work on the defense, but we didn't. Oh boy, I still got ham in my teeth. Oh boy. I'm okay. Banana Bee, you'll be fine. Banana Bee, you'll be fine. Banana Bee, you'll be fine. Banana Bee, you'll be fine."
Andy, question.
Yes.
Could you remind me which ones from the first session, who are Balo and Chimera again? Is one of these the person who wanted to take care of the person with the fire elemental infection?
Yes, Chimera.
Chimera was the one who was going to do that, and then resented Dash for getting in the way.
Yeah.
Right. And Balo is which one?
Balo's the political one, who you wondered if there wasn't maybe something actually kind of going on between Feldspar and Balo.
Right.
Feldspar and Balo.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dash will, I guess, look at Aster and just try to get a sense of all right, are we ready to play along?
I mean, we're really anything we do to just buy some time at this point, right?
Sure. What does that mean?
Yes, until things break bad. And then we fight.
All right, sounds good. So Dash will sit down.
Okay.
I'm going to wait and see what happens to Dash when he sits down.
Okay.
Canary in a coal mine, does he get chained to the table?
Dash sits down, is not chained, seemed to do so of his own volition, so there's no reason to chain him.
Balo was fighting? Is that what that implies?
Maybe.
Okay, I'll sit down.
Okay. The fox says, "Okay, good, thanks. Just sit down." I'm going to ask you questions, and you're going to just give me I'm going to lead you in certain directions, and I need you to just go with me because we're going to develop a story here, and it's going to be a narrative, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's got to be emotional. All right, emotion is the key here. We need tears, we need laughter, we need love, we need sex. All right, sex is going to be important in this. I think a lot of sex. All right, you guys start thinking about the sex.
Penelope.
Yeah,
Penelope,
yeah.
have you done this before?
Twice before.
How many times have you won?
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. We're gonna have a good time. Banana B, you'll be fine. Banana B, you'll be fine. Banana B, you'll be fine. And he swings around. This place is already set up for a trial. Everyone is in their seat. Everyone is listening quietly. The tall individual with the veil is seated in kind of a throne up in the top of this dais, looking down on everyone. There is a squirrel sitting in a chair across from you, which would be the prosecution. Fucking, this is wild. You have no idea what's going on. And the fox... And as he's beginning to launch into his opening remarks, we cut to Honin. Honin, you've climbed up this trail, this beautiful trail, all the way to the waterfall again. You now see really clearly in the blue light of this evening. Again, it's really weird. You actually see in the distance now the light source for this area is just a thin, what almost looks like just kind of a rip in space and time, through which this light is appearing from some great beyond, and that this long tear in the very fabric of nature is creating this blue light that, as you've progressed, you can tell it very, very slowly changes color. And so instead of this light blue, it is now kind of a deep blue. You can see everything fine still, which is kind of weird. It's not actually making anything dark or incredibly shadowy. It's just the color of everything changes with this light. And you've now reached what you see as a citadel. Looks like it was built into a cliff, with a waterfall spraying in several different areas and the water falling kind of all around, but then that one massive sort of spout of it shooting upward and falling over the top of the cliff. And as you get toward the front doors, I assume,
Yeah.
you walk up and there are two white-haired individuals with light blue robes that really glows in this kind of bluish purple light. What would you like to do?
I will walk towards them.
I didn't get much of an update. How much do you know about magic?
How much do we know about magic?
Yeah.
Lots.
Good.
That-
We're gonna need
We know.
we're gonna need all of your knowledge to get this thing out of here.
Are we supposed to move it?
Well, we weren't supposed to, but they realize it's gonna take a very long time to get through the trial, so you're with me now. We're gonna try to get this thing out of here.
Who are they? And who the fuck are you?
What do you mean? Who the fuck am I?
Who the fuck are you?
You mean to tell me you don't recognize your direct supervisor? I realize it's been a very long time
Shit. Is
since
that
we've had to interact, but
Is that the
good
direct
God.
supervisor? Oh no, I haven't seen him round. Sir, I'm so sorry about
Yeah.
this. Do you happen
Yeah.
to have any paperwork about any of this?
Listen,
Oh, these
authority
ones care
doesn't
about
need to
paperwork.
authority doesn't need to prove itself.
Oh god, that's a good line. Shit, you're right. Give me a deception with advantage at this point.
Oh my god.
Oh man. I have 19.
19. Sorry, we're so sorry. We didn't recognize you. You know how people can change forms here and everything.
sure,
It
yeah.
just we didn't
Oh,
recognize.
I'm sure that's why you don't recognize me too, because
Are you in a different form?
Right. Oh yeah, I don't like to look the same. Yeah, even a week apart.
Oh yeah, change right now if you could change forms.
I will cast disguise self again from the hat,
And look like
and look like the adult version of the little kid with antlers.
fucking awesome. Well, I'm satisfied. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Sure, sir, what can we do for you? How do we help? And at
Okay.
this, Vanille starts walking out of the bushes eating an apple.
Oh, good. My apprentice is here.
She,
All right, so-
she wipes a little bit of like blood off of her arm on your cloak.
Did you?
Don't ask. Don't ask a bit.
Yeah, okay.
It's
We'll
fine.
deal with that later.
Yep.
So there was some magic in this place, some runes, and they were using
Greens.
runes, things that people that aren't as powerful as magics have to use to like store magic. I was gonna say chlorophyll, more like borophyll. But like when you
like a-
save up something,
Sure, like a pot.
yeah, like
I put-
water in a pot.
Water in a pot. It's where I keep a lot of my stuff.
Yeah, perfect.
Great.
So it's like, oh, they don't have pockets, so they put everything in a pot.
Right. So they put like magic in a pot.
Correct, because they don't have magic in their pockets.
Right. So do we need to bring the pots with us?
No, it's sitting in the pot. We're gonna use some of the magic from the water to shunt this thing away.
To just shove it like out of here? That would.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
I
that's-
suppose that would be.
That's
good.
how
All right.
they brought it here.
So second, not to question you at all. Of course,
yeah,
authority
of course.
needs not to prove itself.
Yeah,
However, I don't want to be cursed, and I'm a little worried about being cursed.
Exactly, and that's why we have to work fast.
Do we get extra pay for this?
Oh, of course.
Cursed pay?
I mean, curse pay is like at least time and a half.
Sure. I mean, it's in our union contract, which we've
Yeah,
negotiated fairly with everyone, as long as everyone comes to the table with good faith and listens and communicates with each other. Sorry. I think it's wise. I think that's sure. I think that's fine. We could do it quickly. Sure. We don't have a key to this place. Do you know how to get in?
I do.
Yeah, and you walk up to the doors, Honin, and snap your fingers. This citadel recognizes its mechanical caretaker. And then you walk in with two people you've convinced to help you, evidently.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
That's awesome. And you
All right.
head where?
Yeah, so I will take them. This obviously is the kind of the scope of like 20 minutes, but I would take them to where the actual like machinery was that
Sure.
that caused this teleportation, and get them to start working on like channeling the magic from the water into this area, and then I would go back upstairs and try to talk to the castle and be like
Okay.
normal voice, look like myself again.
Okay.
Hey, like if you're in here, we need your help. We need guidance in the sense of you got to think about where we were, because we got to get back there. And this magic, it's wild. I don't think we can aim ourselves just with us. So I need everyone here. If you're here the way the Fae think you are, you got to be thinking about the spot we left from as hard as you can. Think about home, because we got to get back there and make sure everyone's all right.
And you pause for a second, not even knowing what you're waiting for, not really waiting for a voice or anything like that, just being silent in this moment with the castle as you make that plea. and you hear like a ting, 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 like something fall kind of across the dining hall. And then you hear in the fire in the hearth starts up like this, and your first thought is of the forge as well. Getting the fires restarted might be really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's where well, first I'll go, like, I heard that tink, tink, tink.
Yeah.
I just want to check and make sure there's not actually something there.
Sure. Yeah, give me a perception check.
Because my initial impulse is like, oh, I'm hearing what the forge used to sound like, but just in case, 16.
With a 16, you see a small little metal cream cup that fell off of a table. And you're just sort of wondering if it just might be the castle trying to get your attention every once in a while.
Yeah. Okay. I will.
Otherwise,
it
yeah, you
just
don't
in
see any
case.
creature or
Yeah.
anything.
Okay.
And at this Vanille, what can I do to help you?
I think we gotta go see. This whole place has been waterlogged. We gotta dry out the forge and figure out how to get it restarted.
Okay, I am with you. And the two of you head in that direction to the forge. Now, my clients are uppity, material, plain folk. I think we can all agree we hate them.
Now
Now.
I'm just a simple hopper chicken.
Now, if we put aside for the moment that we despise these folk who don't understand the difference between a fairy and a pixie, I'd like to tell
Wait.
you a story.
Do we know the difference between a fairy and a pixie?
Give me a nature check, Dash. And also Aster if you want.
I definitely don't. I lived here for years and I still don't know the difference.
Aster's best guess is that it's like a square and a rectangle. Fairies are
Can be
rectangles.
pixies, but not all
is-
pixies are fairy.
Yeah.
That's wrong, but that's sort of what your guess is, yeah. They chuckle a little bit about that. It seems like the fox is just trying to get on everyone's good side. Now, if my name isn't Bananalbee, I believe these people have a story to tell. And I, for one, love a good story. I want to hear them out. All right, who's with me? Huh? Who wants a story? Who wants a good story? And he starts galloping and like high-fiving a few of the jurors on the side, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, yeah." They're like, he's actually doing a decent job getting people riled up. And he goes, "Okay, folks, imagine you're in a war-torn world. The material world is barbaric and ugly and disgusting. They don't even know the difference between a pixie and a frog. All right. They are savages. And they're killing each other all the time. Killing each other. Just get back to... just stabbing them. And they don't even give a fuck. Well, what do? If there's a little bit of love in a very dark world. My clients have a story to tell. Aster, how did you get involved in all this big crazy brouhaha?
Well, the kingdom was at peace for 100 years.
Okay, not exactly war-torn, but okay.
And then there was war on our borders.
Yes, war on the borders, the
And
threat.
we were trying to stay out of it.
Yes.
Because we wanted to be peaceful.
Everyone wants to be peaceful, but do they get the chance?
Well, then a bunch of fire elementals
Boo,
started
hiss.
invading
Boo, hiss.
through the forge, and they made everybody sick, and they exploded,
Oh,
and then I think Aster at this point actually kind of gets like lost in the recounting of this tale of like
Yeah.
just how horrific it really was to like see people like explode with fire elementals and like have to choose between people that they love and all these kinds of things, like and actually like starts to tell the story a little bit more, like a little less of that like everything you said up to this point was basically wrong kind of feeling, kind of goes away, and it's much more like just like lost in the memory, which was, you know, yesterday. And like they get to the part where like Feldspar told them to like save Larea, and like they start to like talk about that and just like lose the thread entirely and are just like trail off into silence.
and at this, the squirrel steps up. So, you're in a world of peace, but then war. Ah. And who was this Larea figure anyway? Was she someone special to you?
Was she what?
Someone special to you?
Oh, I thought you said someone's specialty, and I was about to kill you where you stand.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Of course she was special to me.
And what happened with Larea? Did she die?
I don't think so.
But you don't know, so?
Well, I got her to safety. We teleported her out of the castle before all of this happened.
So you could have teleported people out of the castle. And yet you brought the whole castle here.
No, I could have teleported a person.
My.
Teleported a person out of the castle.
Doesn't that seem just a little convenient to you? And he's looking at the jury. You can only teleport one? That's weird. I heard that there was a big old teleportation circle in the castle. Now maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're wrong.
This is like the most painful point to Aster, because this is what Larea fought with Aster about before she was teleported away. And this happened in Aster's... I was just painting a picture for you of where Aster's at. This happened 2 hours ago in Aster's life from their perspective. I think Aster cast Moonbeam on the squirrel.
Okay.
I'm just so
what
mad.
Level is Moonbeam?
2.
It.
Someone gonna counterspell?
So, one of the people standing next to the person on the dais holds out a hand, and these green vines start to whip up and like grab at the magical energies that you start to summon and like pull them incredibly quickly back into the ground to be absorbed. And the individual on the dais, no, I don't believe...
Question, can you counterspell when you're the one casting a spell that's being counterspelled?
Yes.
Because I do also have counterspell. Then I will counterspell the counterspell.
You okay? Okay. They weren't gonna... they didn't upcast it or anything. So, so you counterspell the counterspell. So you see these vines reaching up toward that magical energy, and you just snap your fingers at them, and they start to like freeze and then and break into the ground. The sky opens up then, and from nowhere is there a moon here. A moonbeam starts to shine down on this squirrel. Please roll damage.
Yeah, it was 17.
Moonbeam activates at the
Radiant.
beginning of their turn, correct? Not on casting.
Enters the spell area for the first time or starts his turn there.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I believe that means that when the spell is cast, they take the damage.
Not that one. So that's the
Enters
one
the
that
spell for the first time?
they don't enter the spell for the first time. Then
That's me casting it on them, is not them entering it at the same time.
this is a stupid version of how these are worded, because they're worded two different ways. So there's the upon casting the spell and then entering for the first time. So that's if they were to move into the moonbeam, is what that means. And D&D should have better language for these things. But yeah, that's what those are. But he's very quickly going to begin his turn there, and try to scurry out as best he can.
He does get a Constitution saving throw to have the damage.
Yeah, so he rolled a 6, so he didn't have
I'm
it.
going to it.
And then how much damage?
Let me double check that it rolled the right amount. Yeah, it did. Okay, 17 radiant.
17. Okay. With 17 damage, this squirrel starts to burn. You see him sizzle just a little bit. He shoots out the side, smoke trail behind him. And he goes, "Well, ho, I didn't expect you to do something like that. I don't believe these violent people who would just go off like that are entirely in their right mind and should not be let go into the world. These material plane people are capable of anything."
Andy, is the squirrel's like tail like smoking, or is there something?
Yes,
Like, is there some?
still smoking a little bit. This hurt the squirrel.
So I don't know.
He's coughing a little bit during this speech.
Dash would try to get a read on the room and get a sense of like, and these are his old like jester skills.
Yeah.
If there's any like sense that the crowd in this room might be like wanting to laugh at the squirrel, Dash would try to like activate that by like snickering at the smoke or like pointing at it or trying to like drum up like let's laugh at the squirrel rather than take his argument seriously.
Give me a insight check.
Okay. 25.
25. You see one individual in the juror box just staring at the tail that's pretty much in front of him, like almost not being able to hold it. And then you lock eyes with them, and then they lock eyes with you, and immediately begins to spread in that jury box where everyone is now laughing at the smoking tail of this. You kind of bust up in laughter as well, and the squirrel looks around very all of a sudden off put, and he's trying to now put out his tail as it's still smoking. My tail smoking is none of your business now. And the fox like gets right up in your face, Aster, and he goes, "You're at like a 13, and I need you to bring it down to a 4, okay? A 4 at the most. You're going to get killed here if you don't control your shit, okay?"
if you could do better and not let this fox or
I
this
was
squirrel
doing great. I was doing great. I was doing.
tell lies.
I had him in my paw. All right. I had him straight up in my paw, and you lit the opposing council on fire. Okay.
I'm trying so hard not to light you on fire right
Okay.
now.
Well, just bring it down to a 4. Okay, a 4. I just need
I
you on
don't
a 4.
have any setting but 1. It's on.
Obviously. my friends here are incredibly passionate individuals, right? The loss of Lorea, the loss of their king. These people are warriors. These people are hot-blooded individuals. All right, they cannot be held accountable for the emotional toll that this was having on them. Of course they did this. They were trying their best to get out of a terrible situation. They did whatever they could to save each other, because you know what? These two, they're in love. And they're trying their best. 2 crazy kids. Alone in a wild,
All right.
a Feywild that means to pull them apart.
She's basically like a granddaughter to me. So, and I know I'm like very young, but it's not, it's not like that. That would be weird. Strange. So like a granddaughter, I love her like a granddaughter.
Like a granddaughter, his own granddaughter. He was the choice to save the person that means the most to him in the world, or just let them all burn and let the entire world burn, right? We know that the prime material plane is not long for this world, all right? It's about to just go away.
For which world?
The all
What
of
does that
existence.
mean?
Your world it's about to break. All right, it's like an egg, and something's hatching. So your world is going to be destroyed. In the midst of all of that, having to deal with just that fact, think about if the Feywild were to be destroyed by a god trying to come into it. All right? This is bad. This is very bad. Of course you're going to make rash decisions, but can you be held accountable for those decisions?
Thinking this sparks Aster's memory of having made a deal with a god recently about coming into a world and all that kind of stuff. I think just quietly, like silently in their head, Aster will reach out to what's their name? Don't tell me. It's Basmanut.
Basmanut.
Your god, it's me, Margaret. Kind of
Yeah.
moment with Aster being like, oh right, didn't you promise you were going to help me with this shit and I would help you with this shit?
You hear a voice.
Because I don't give a fuck about the Feywilds, so
You hear a voice very deep and very, very far away in your mind. And it says, "Are you mine or not?"
just give me a sign.
Bong, bong, bong. Gigantic bells start to ring out of nowhere. These are the warning bells of something about to attack the town. The individual stands up straight on the throne and begins to look around. You hear screams from the distance, somewhere behind you, and yells. You hear the small of a flame and explosion somewhere in the distance. Perhaps, if they truly are warriors and fighters, they wouldn't mind taking care of whatever this is. And if they die, they die. I, for one, wouldn't mind choking them out personally, but I also don't mind watching a bit of sport. Do you two agree to a bit of combat? It seems that our town is in need.
What about Balo?
He's so downtrodden and just like fucking whatever. I don't even. We can do.
Yeah, I pat
put
Balo
us.
on the back and say,
Just do it. Let's kill whatever it
well,
is.
I'll kind of lean close to Balo and just say, like, if you can get back to the citadel, now is the time. And kind of and then straighten and draw my sword and say, been itching to hit something.
Oh, excellent. Go. You have disappeared from the table. You now are standing in a small clearing. There's a large pink tree in front of you. You see a few people running and scattering straight away from you. And before you can turn around to see the incredibly massive fire giant that has made his way from whatever remnant survived this transportation here. He has now made his way to the town and does a 27 and a 31 hit you.
Yeah, those both hit.
Jeez.
That's a total of 43 piercing damage.
Okay, that's fine.
As through you entirely, a fire spear has come out the other side and pinned you to the ground. You have just been teleported into this thing's way, and it is furious. It wants nothing to do with a speck like you, and with a shot straight through you with its spear, it starts to turn its attention away and begin to pick up a rock next to it, and it throws it into a building next to you. People start screaming and yelling and running from that building. The rock itself starts to catch fire and burn the building itself. And for an instant, you're teleported back just 24 hours, like not even 24, 12 hours earlier into a citadel with flames everywhere and people screaming, and you're having a hard time concentrating. You look around. You don't see your friends. You feel alone. You feel outmatched. And you hear that voice again. Are you mine? Or are you not? And this giant golden white dragon appears in the sky, ethereal in nature, sparkling, see-through, rushes down to your face. Are you mine? Give yourself entirely to me, and we can destroy this thing and free your friends.
The deal was getting back to Lorea, and that's...
I can make that happen. And then more.
With this, the spear stuck in me, I will manage to kind of pull my sword out and turn it around and hold it out hilt first towards this dragon in a sign of, like, if you wanted it, you could take it, kind of thing.
The dragon takes it away from you, swirls whoosh, up into the air, comes back down, plunges the sword straight through you, destroying what perhaps was left of Aster's old life. Coming from this shell of a body that now turns to dust in front of you, still stuck on the spear itself, you feel perfectly fine. your fingernails start to glow this golden white light. The stars in your cheeks begin to shine to the point where, as you move your head, like a planetarium projecting the stars on the buildings and everything around you, just the light now permeating out of you. You are now fully a champion of Basmanut. Sorry. This means several things that I will write up for you and that you can read it in a little bit. But for now, it means this giant has its back toward you. And you pull out your sword, itself gleaming at this point, this white golden light. You even feel the essence of Feldspar's broken sword in your pack. That's connecting like a thread to your own weapon. And at this, Dash flips into existence next to you.
Do I?
Yes. What would the two of you like to do in this moment?
Is the trial over?
No, this seems to be a deviation that the judge is excited to see what happens.
Yeah, okay.
Are you two gonna fight?
Aster is.
Then let's roll initiative for you.
12.
Okay.
So I mean, right, like in the moment that Aster disappeared, Dash would have been very curious. I know that this is like everything's under attack,
Sure.
but like he would have been interested, like because he's been feeling like guilt over like this is all my fault. I did this,
Yeah.
right? And so he's been feeling like throughout the whole trial, like this story is irrelevant. This has nothing to do with the castle. This is about me. So there would have been a moment of like, okay, now it's just me. Can we get to the real trial? Like, this has nothing to do with the castle. Obviously, this has to do with. So he's waiting for the reckoning with the stranger. But if this has to happen, if there's no, then he will fight.
You make that plea to the judge, who just goes and claps you out of existence and into this small clearing.
Well, I can't die yet, so absolutely.
Let's test that.
I'm rolling initiative.
Yes.
14.
That's a nice initiative bonus you've got there.
Yup, right? All right. Neither of which is good enough to beat the giant here. As the glowing sword is pulled from behind him, and the projection of the stars are all around him, this fire giant with his incredibly massive shield, his spear now from him a bit, grabs out a sword whoosh, that's 2 stories tall, flaming, and oh shit.
Fail.
Okay, well. Let me let's see how much of a fuck up this is. It's just the sword starts to, as he pulls it out, carves through another building, and he starts rushing toward you. He leaves his shield behind for a second, grabs both hands on this sword, and comes rushing over. Leaps up into the air. This fire giant slams the flaming sword onto the ground, entirely missing the two of you as you dodge out of the way. And and the ground around him starts to shake and buckle a little bit. It seems he's broken simply the top layer of the ground, and underneath that is a very large chasm into which he begins to fall. He is still an incredibly massive creature, so as he falls and smoke billows up, you now see him in a hole, and his shoulders are the only things. His shoulders and head are basically the only things above ground still. This was really bad. What then would you like to do, Dash?
So, in his current state, do we like have advantage on attacks against him? Or?
Yes.
All right. I was gonna make him dance, but I guess that's not necessary. I will. I guess I still have. I have a Fey version of the like jester stick, the Marote, presumably.
Yeah.
That turns into a. He's able to. That turns into like a rapier, basically. Yeah. So I will have Dash attack this guy's face with the rapier.
Let's do it.
19.
19 hits. Oh, I'm sorry. 19 does not hit.
Oh, fuck you. You already said
I apologize. I'm sorry. I did double check because I thought it would. And no, it doesn't. I see it right here. It doesn't hit. You slam your rapier. He turns his head slightly so that just the helmet is facing you, and you can't quite find an opening in this moment.
Okay.
All right. Yeah,
I'm gonna
Aster.
hop up on his head. Rabbit hop.
Okay.
You're on his head, actually.
Unless you don't want me to be.
That's fine. Just checking. I wasn't okay.
Just making sure.
Cool. My turn?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to hit him with my sword, and I'm going to use all my paladin things. I can divine smite when I hit with a melee. Okay, so I roll first, and then I can cast, right? I'm sorry, this is my first time hitting anything with a smite. I can also cast branding smite. Let me check. The next time you hit a creature, this is a bonus action. The next time you hit a creature, the weapon gleams radiance extra 2d6. If it's invisible, it becomes visible, and it sheds dim light. Let's do that. Okay. So I cast Branding Smite. So the next time I hit, I get that, and it's concentration. And I'm going to go ahead and roll my attack.
Advantage. Oh, God.
It's a natural 20. For a 31. Andy, does a 31 hit?
The 31 actually? Does hit. Hey, Paladin? How many spells do you want to pump into a crit
Everything hit? I've got. All right, so I get an extra G8 because I am a paladin 11th level. And then I have also extra damage is 2d8 for first, plus 1d8 up to a maximum of 5 for Divine Smite. So if I do my 4th level spell slot for this, that would be... No, I can't. No, 3rd level spell slot for this would be 5d8 from my Divine Smite, plus 1 for the better Divine Smite is 6d8. Plus the damage of the weapon is another d8, so that's 7d8.
Doubled?
Plus 2d6 from...
Yep.
Okay, so 14d8 and 4d6 plus 6.
Okay. Do you want me to roll that, or can you?
No, I don't want you to roll.
Just make sure. It's a lot. Oh my gosh, this might be the most dice I've seen from a single attack.
That's 73 points of damage, Andy.
Okay.
It's radiant, all of it.
All of it radiant damage. All right. you carve straight into this creature, doing an insane amount of damage. You plunge your sword into the back of its neck and pump this gigantic celestial radiant damage from this dragon itself that even Dash can see this sort of ethereal dragon swirling through the sky, slamming straight into the back of this fire giant's skull. 73 damage. That's insane. That's wild.
That's all I ever wanted from Aster was just one big hit. So thank you.
Honin. You didn't think I forgot about you, did you?
No.
As you reach the forge, you hear behind you, "Finally, I found you again." And it is the blonde-haired elf that had chased Vanille into the woods. He pulls out his sword. "I know what you are, you and your little friend. I'm just gonna do what the trial is gonna take forever to do and kill you here. I need you to now roll initiative as well."
Ooh, 18.
Excellent. Excellent. So you get to act first in this. What would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna cast heat magic, heat metal on his sword.
Excellent. All right. Is that even like a? I don't even think that's a saving throw or anything.
Let's see.
I think it's just.
They can make a Constitution saving throw to drop it.
To drop it. Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he's gonna try his best to drop it. To not drop it.
Oh no, that's if they want to drop it. It seems like no wait. If a creature is holding or wearing an object and takes the damage from it, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, he wants to hold on. But a 13, I don't think is enough. I think your thing is higher than that. So he's certainly going to take the damage, which is how much damage?
Oh, let's find out here. Because I'm trying to do it here.
Boom, chicka, boom, boom. Chicka,
29 points of damage.
Oh my gosh! All right. Ooh, maybe he does want to drop it. No, he's steadfast. He only has one weapon. Andy, don't let him drop it. Okay, Andy. All right. He you see him holding onto a sword. Smoke is coming from his hand. He shakes it off for a second. Points it at
Well,
you.
if I were you, I'd let that go. It's gonna get worse. We're just trying to get home.
Oh, I'll send you home. I'll send you home real quick.
No, you know that's not how it works here. You kill me, I'm gonna turn into dust or something and cover the walls.
You making fun of one of his deeply held beliefs is gonna.
I'm
make
just
him-
stating a fact that I just learned.
Yeah, 100%. You're right. He's gonna rush at you with this.
That's fair.
Although a 10 misses you and an 11.
How you feeling, Andy?
He swings at you. Do you have a shield? I forget. what your
I
defensive setup is here.
do.
All right.
I do. Yeah.
He swings at you. You block the sword, and then he swings quickly, thinking that he's got the upper hand on you. But again, 100 times you've done this footwork with Feldspar, who you just feel is kind of watching over you from the walls at this moment, reminding you where your feet need to be at certain points. It's easily sails over your head, and again, you are now face to face with him as as Vanille comes out of the corner and tries to just sucker punch him. Oh God, that's a crit hit. I don't know if you can see it on that. Jesus, my poor people. Wait, what? No, that can't be right.
It says 195. I like that though for us.
Okay, there we go. I did 66, and I didn't mean that. 17 damage. All right. All right. Two battles going on different fronts here. The fire giant stuck in the hole is so hurt by that last thing that he immediately tries with his flaming sword now without even his shield on. Shit. I'm sorry. The rapier did hit without the shield because I forgot he didn't have his shield. So would you roll damage for me, Dash? As you also carved into him a little bit here.
Oh, because he left the shield behind.
He left the shield behind. I forgot. 6 damage. All right. Cool. However, he is going to try his best to slam down. Does an 18 hit you, Dash?
He's hitting the top of his head.
Yeah, he's trying to
I have
slice
protective
you off.
style of fighting, and I can impose with my reaction disadvantage whenever
yeah.
someone is attacking an ally within 5 feet.
So does a 16 hit you, Dash?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Thank you anyway, Elise.
That'll be 28 bludgeoning and 5 fire damage to you. And then he's going to try to hit you with a 29 Aster. Does that hit?
Yes, that hits.
22 bludgeoning, 7 fire damage.
Question, did
Yes.
I restore health when Bosmanut claimed me as their champion?
No, but you got 20 temporary hit points, we will say.
Okay, so the 22 would be reduced down to 2 essentially.
Yes.
So I'm taking 9 damage from this.
Correct. As you block this with your shield or your sword, even though the fire just then consumes all around you, still hurting you, but not near what it should have. Excellent. So then Dash, you get to go.
Guess I will. I think I have any really great attack spells. So, and we're still attacking at advantage, right?
Correct. He is
I'll try to-
eschewing the try to get out of this pit in order to just
Yep.
slam you.
I'll try to hit him with the rapier again.
All right.
Do you get sneak attack damage?
It'll be great. I have sneak attack.
If you're rolling with advantage, you get it.
Oh, I should have had it on that last one too.
Yeah, I'll let you roll that as well. So this will hit as well. So you can roll the damage and then 2 sneak attacks if you want.
So it's 11 piercing.
All right.
And then I'll do a sneak attack for the first attack. Just 9. Then for this one, 6.
Okay. At this, you're bouncing around him. You're carving him up as you're moving so quickly He's bleeding now pretty profusely, several from areas. The blood looks like a little bit of molten lava as it it ekes out of him.
Thanks so much for meeting up with me, Fire Giant. I just wanted to pick your brain.
And Honin, your turn.
How does this blonde-haired folk look?
Still pretty good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep concentrating on the heat metal.
Okay. You can still make an attack while you're concentrating and stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't think I'm gonna.
Oh, you're just.
I think I'm
gonna
trying.
hold
I'm
it?
trying to convince them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Would you? So if you use your whole turn on this, I'm gonna give you a chance to up the spell a little bit if you want to
Okay.
make your concentration a little bit more potent here.
Okay.
So would you like to make the fire a little hotter for him?
Sure.
All right, so let's roll damage then again and add 2d6 to it. I kind of thought this guy would be immune to fire damage a little bit. I was wrong. He is not.
If it's something you can easily adjust, Andy,
Yes.
stream, I just see gray boxes.
You just see gray boxes? Why? Is that better? I think so.
Oh, it was, and now it's back. No, now it's back. 45.
45. 45 damage? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
36
yeah,
and then a
he's
9 on the 2 extra d6.
Oh boy, I'm gonna make the con even harder. Yeah, 8. Yeah, he's completely unable to hold on to a sword at this point. He drops the sword. His hand is entirely burned. He's barely able to hold anything at this point. And he's looking then at the two of you. He begins to cast a spell, which his hair then starts to burst into flames itself. He starts to summon a bit of magic, unleashing it straight at you. And this is magic missile at 3rd level. 18 damage to you. As these small little feathers slam straight into your chest. He seems to not be wanting to go down without a fight here, though. He cannot pick up his sword anymore. And Vanille, pop. Jeez. Hits him one time for another 14 damage. Okay, he's looking pretty hurt. Wild. All right, Dash.
It's not the Giant's
Oh,
turn?
it is the Giant's turn. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Andy. What's he gonna do anyway?
Fucking another crit.
Another crit fail.
He
Incredible.
can't go any lower.
He just falls asleep. He looks like us when the
Oh,
screen
okay,
was
okay.
frozen.
Yeah. He all right, so with the crit fail, he loses his turn entirely. But which means he doesn't get the second attack. But he's going to start pulling himself out of this hole that he's in. So he's not going to attack at all. Fucking A. But he's now looming over the two of you. This incredibly large, 35-foot tall being, flames and lava oozing out of this creature. His flaming sword firmly in his hand. What would you like to do, Dash and Aster?
So he's now out,
He's now out.
and we no longer have it.
Yeah, you get an opportunity attacks though while he was coming out of it though. Let's say.
Oh, I would definitely take
So-
that if I have my reaction back.
Yeah. Did
Okay.
you use it?
I used it to
Like-
protect Dash last turn.
Oh, so no, not yet. Oh no,
Okay,
yeah,
so it
yeah.
refreshes
I'm sorry. You
Top
have
of the order or on my turn?
on your turn, so you would have had it back. Yes.
Okay.
You're good. You're good.
Then I will use it because I do have the Sentinel feat, and if I hit him, he can't move.
Okay. Well, okay.
So
All of this guy's turn might be moot.
Yes.
Hit a 19 or better.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to roll with advantage, but it's a 25.
25. Fucking.
Okay.
He's trying
so
to-
the damage.
He's trying to, with both hands, trying to get himself up. You slash at his arm, which just crumples then under his weight again, doing 8 damage to him.
I get a second D8 because it says whenever you hit a creature with a melee weapon, the creature takes an extra D8.
Correct. Hit again.
So there's 1, so 9.
Sure.
And it's radiant. And then, yes, Sentinel. Use your reaction to make the melee weapon attack, and if they are hit, their speed becomes 0 for the rest of their turn.
I'm gonna say that he's not technically moving spaces, but I'm gonna say that he can't pull himself out of this. 100%. Well done.
Do I get an opportunity attack too?
You do as well.
And that's separate from my turn, right?
Yes. 27 hits.
27.
Yeah. Don't forget sneak attack.
16 total.
Minus another 7. Oop. Okay. He's starting to look hurt. Starting to look real hurt.
Now
and
it's my
now
turn.
it's your turn.
What did Aster do? Did Aster do something that gave us advantage?
Yeah. It's still in its hole again. It hasn't
Oh,
come out
okay,
yet, so
good.
it has advantage. You have it.
All right. I'm just gonna keep on carving them up, I think. Fix what I wrote. 21.
21 hits. I thought this guy would be hard to hit. Evidently not.
7.
All right. Aster. It's
Yep.
looking pretty hurt.
Great. Let's do it again. I did fully forget I get 2 attacks. So last turn,
Let's do it. Yeah.
that was only 1 attack, but I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's 1.
24.
24. And I will go ahead and just use my Divine Smite. Expend a spell slot to deal. I'll do a first level spell slot, so 2d8 more damage,
Okay.
which is 3d8 more damage. Hang on, let me roll it. 14 plus 19 is 33.
33.
Yep. And then I will attack again. 18.
18 does not hit.
Okay. Yep. Then I think I still have a bonus action because Divine Smite is not actually a bonus action.
Okay.
Let me see if I want to do anything with that. I don't think I do, but I just want to make sure like aid or bless or something isn't a bonus action.
Healing word.
I don't have healing word. No, I think that's the end of my turn.
Okay. All right. Honin, this guy looks incredibly hurt in front of you. You and Vanille are perfectly fine, basically. But he's fighting. he's seemingly beyond reason at this point.
Yeah. I am going to pick up his sword.
Okay.
Even if it means taking the damage from it, but this is metal from their world.
Yeah.
It's like something from their world. It's imbued with magic. I'm gonna jam it into the center of the forge, and as I do, I'm going to use another spell slot to do Searing Smite.
Roll. So this is the upped version of heat metal
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So roll the damage plus 2d6. This will be fire damage, so you'll have whatever you end up
Yeah.
with.
And then, so 34, so 17.
Okay.
Is that math right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will use one of my spell slots then to do
Alright.
Searing Smite as I jam this kind of molten foreign metal from this world into the forge to try to reignite it.
This white hot metal that you have here. As you're just moving, holding onto it as best you can. Do give me a Constitution saving throw
Yeah, that's fair.
as you're doing this, just to make sure you can hold on and enough to.
20.
20 is perfectly fine. You grin and you bear it as you walk to the forge. The liquid that's moist and damp in this room evaporating as you move through the space. Steam is just rising up around this place. You hold the sword over the forge, and as you plunge it in, your arm and your scars start to again light up. All the fire then rushes down your hand through the blade into the forge itself, and this white hot blade lights the mighty forge of Bovalia once again. You feel the forge coming to life. You feel the energies all around you. The castle itself that felt asleep up to this point in this place. You can sense the magical energies, the pot, for a better word, refilling up in this citadel. You think, again, connecting it to the waters of this place then might be just all the magic you need to if you could cast that spell again somehow, move the whole citadel somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah, and I will turn back to him, the fire kind of still dripping down my hand.
Yeah.
We're simply trying to go home, to defend our realm the way you're trying to defend your own. I give you this last chance to walk out of here. If not, this will be your final resting place.
At this, he takes a step back, begins to move his hands together. As he separates them, this kind of bluish light connects his hands. He begins to sort of in a scooping motion that's very fluid, begin to pull water from the outside of the room into this room again, and he's starting to shape it. It looks like he's going to douse again the forge in these waters.
I punch him in the face.
From Aster's playbook.
And you just rear back. Yeah, give me a strength roll, attack roll. I don't think you're proficient in punching, but
How does that even work?
just roll strength.
It's just strength, yeah.
Okay. Because I do have, I don't know if this matters or not. What is this even coming down to? I do.
Ooh, you got something?
Have a proficiency in unarmed strike.
Oh, do you? Oh,
Yeah.
then roll this, and we'll add whatever your strength is. We'll add 3, 4 to it.
Oh, okay.
Five.
Yeah, 3.
Proficiency
5.
bonus right now is 5, isn't it?
Oh, nice.
5
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
5.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
So 21 then.
Jesus. So you rear back.
It's the molten hand too.
It's the molten hand. Straight into him. The spray of embers just shoot out from all sides as you clock this guy straight. And we're just gonna call that on him. He falls backward into. This doesn't have to be a killing blow. If you just want to knock him out, that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you straight
But
up
then you leave him to drown in the water.
knock him out. The water that he was going to douse the forge with again, whoosh, splooshes and falls down, and he falls unconscious back. And Vanille kind of just, damn, that was I couldn't have done better.
Get him outside the castle. Put him somewhere on the ground. He's just trying to defend his home. I'm not going to kill him for that.
You're better mans in there than I am. She drags him out of that.
Don't remind me of that when it comes back to bite me in the ass later.
I yell to her. She carries him out.
All right. With the fire giant, he's extremely hurt. Slashing around. A 32 hits you, Dash, and a 27 probably hits you, Aster. Dash, you get 26 bludgeoning and 9 fire, so a total of 35 damage.
It's not good.
And Aster, you have 25 and 9, so 34 damage.
Sam is asking to see cams. That's why they call them Cam Sam.
Are the cams not? How's that?
Yeah, the boxes again.
No, sorry. I don't know why it does that. Thank you, though. We'll stay on this then. The flames are just erupting all around you. This thing is a cornered animal, lashing out, incredibly dangerous, but also incredibly hurt. Dash, how would you like to proceed? You do see now individuals from the trial are now kind of standing on top of buildings, watching the two of you fight this thing.
I'm attacking again.
All right.
It's with advantage.
Yes.
21.
21 hits.
7 piercing. 6 sneak attack. So 13 total.
Okay. He's barely clinging on as you're carving into him. His eyes are just barely open. He's bleeding from one eye that's entirely swollen over already. He's just looking incredibly mean at all of you.
I guess I'll try and... Is it my turn? Are you done, Adam?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, I am done.
Okay.
Yep.
I will attack.
All right.
30 to hit on my first attack.
Okay.
I'm going to spend another spell slot to do... I'm going to use the same thing. Third level spell slot for my Divine Smite, which is 6 total D8. That's my last third level spell slot. And my last second level for another Branding Smite.
Okay.
Okay, so it'll be... What did I say? 7 D8 for all the damage for the sword, and then 2d6 plus 6.
How much? Oh, how much? I'm sorry.
It's still rolling. 28.
28.
Yeah. Okay.
At least paint me a picture. How do you finally smite this fire be
well,
the
I have a
last
question.
vestige of the fire invasion,
Yeah.
the last element of the army that killed Feldspar, that is possibly destroying the world that you left, that is, yeah, the point, the very specific point of all of your rage, perhaps right now.
Yeah. So just real quick, I would like your thoughts on this really fast.
Yeah.
Thing for Aster is technically Aster's oath is the oath of the Watchers. And it says, ever vigilant in spotting the influence of extraplanar forces, and swears to safeguard mortal realms from otherworldly threats. Is Basmanut an otherworldly threat to the material plane?
You have no reason to think so.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Just because I was going to say, because that would be a full oath breaking, I
Sure.
think. But we'll say if Aster doesn't
At
have
this
any
point,
reason to think so, then I don't think it would. So then it's just, I think more of that kind of moonbeam energy through the sword, channeled through the sword, especially with the branding smite. Like the whole point of it is radiant light, and so yeah, the stars, the kind of projection of stars from Aster's newly transformed kind of self, projecting outward as they just ram this through the giant's throat.
I love it. Thus ending the fire invasion once and for all. You've destroyed this thing. You hear a ruckus cheer, a crowd all around you start to cheer. You see that tall figure appear then between the two of you, as the giant is slumped over now, the lava ooze from its blood pooling underneath it. That was delightful. Oh, that was so yummy. Dash, you notice smoke rising from the citadel once again. Not a smoke of destruction, but a very clear, the smoke of the forge, and the flames are lit again. Both of you somehow feel that connection again to the citadel light up a little bit inside you. And then the tall figure, well, shall we return to the trial? Because that was amazing, but I think I would like to see you die in other ways.
Yeah, we'll definitely return to the trial. Mind if I just go get cleaned up? And Aster starts running, nods to Dash.
Stop them! Don't let them get clean! And Dash, do you take off as well?
That was a very no more wire hangers voice.
No more wire hangers.
I guess I'm not sure. I guess I don't know what it would mean for Dash to return.
As she says that, he looks at you. Dash, you are one of us. You cannot run from us, who you are. You will meet the stranger again when he returns. And he will reward you for what you could do for him.
Oh.
Or you could go and get what you promised him.
Right. Yeah. No. Fuck this. Yeah, I'm gonna run.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Me?
Are you still at 10 feet of me? Probably not.
I
We get a
think
bonus
you
if you
took
were.
off, and he paused
took off.
just long enough.
How fast do you move?
Yeah.
I assume you're gonna wing this and not just run, but are you gonna fly, Aster?
Am I flying? Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you got? Wisdom saving throw.
I was seeing if it feels like something that I might have. Something
It would be a
for it, but I'm not
charm,
sure.
unless you have something against charm.
Well, I have something called counter charm.
Oh, well, what the hell is that?
Well, it's at 6th level you gain the ability to use musical notes or words of power to disrupt mind influencing effects. I can start a performance that lasts until the end of my next turn, and during that time, I have advantage on saving throws against being short.
I don't. If you want to tell me how that could be happening, I'm
Well,
open
I think
to
that
it.
I think that like it was like when I was saying like, oh right,
Fuck this.
like the instinct is like, because I think it's going back to the old like he's feeling that tension of like, oh, I feel warmth and loyalty toward the stranger,
Yeah.
but in this moment he's also like, oh wait, like the words that this person is saying, like it's so clearly manipulative, and then when they were saying like, or you could finish your mission, like I think I would be like, right, hear me out, fuck this, because I have a mission to complete, and disregard everything that fucking Fox has said, because this
Hey.
is how this is really going to go. And so that's kind of he's weaving a performance of
Okay.
there.
Give me a roll with advantage then. You have to beat a 16.
I didn't.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Dash, you feel compelled in this moment. I'll let you choose. You either need to go to the citadel and get that ring back, or you stay here and wait to meet the stranger. Those are your two paths that you feel magically compelled, incredibly compelled. Like this is Fae 101. This is what they do. They manipulate and play with people's minds magically. You have no choice in this matter at the moment.
And getting the ring back would mean getting it and staying or returning to the.
You believe so?
Or is that not?
You feel compelled to either finish your promise to the stranger, which is going to get the ring, and then however you want to read that,
Okay.
or
All right.
stay here and join your people.
I think okay. He's gonna run. He's gonna join Aster. Like he's gonna run.
Okay.
He'll run to the citadel.
You hear behind you, let him, for he shall return to me. And this giggling laughter just follows you up the hill as the two of you run into the citadel. I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
I don't know how this is gonna work because there were 5 rods connected to 5 different planes, and none of them were the material plane.
Nope.
I wouldn't worry about it.
So
Listen,
gonna
I
make
gave
it
the
work.
castle a pep talk. It's thinking about home.
all right. I mean,
Licking its heels.
we have to do a third one of these in like 3 months. It starts off with
Well,
a flash
it doesn't
forward for
have to.
Honin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be a flash forward for Honin.
Like 100%. And that's the only reason I joined you guys. I'm like, the 3 of us must join again for another adventure.
When we do the flash forward for Honin, it's be like, Honin, you're sitting at breakfast. Your toast is a little overdone.
You're having a normal one.
3 months earlier.
You ordered
Oh.
not too burnt toast.
This was so much
That's
fun.
Yeah, that's a reference. We probably will need to do this in about 3 months, because because it sounds like you're very nearly out of this realm. And it wouldn't surprise me if, just whether Dash wants to or not, you're going to leave this world. As Honin did an amazing job
Yes.
making all of this happen.
where
If
are we gonna
that
go?
means that you come back to the material world, which we'll have to, figure out. You
The
will come
events.
back at a very important event that the campaign is not at yet. which
Yeah,
means
I'm really just working hard to write myself into your main campaign.
Yes.
100%. You are in it. You absolutely will be here for the final battle, the final Avengers collection of all of our guest stars. You've now written yourself into. Sorry,
We just accidentally drop a castle on them.
yeah. Damn it, well, that would be pretty
I'm
amazing.
Dragon God.
A
That's
castle
that's
filled with magical water being dropped straight into an army would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, isn't that the second Avengers movie?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But hey, folks, that's gonna do it for us tonight on Forever Blue Endless Gold. We will do another one of these at some point. Just kind of stay tuned. Exclamation point Discord in the chat is the best way to keep in touch with what we're doing, when we're doing it. And Rev, if you're cool with it, we'll 100% have you back because you're amazing.
Someone in my Discord said that they're excited for the spin-off of Better Call Bananby.
Yep.
And I look forward to part 3 in which Dash is a baby.
The whole thing turns into like it's a one shot about keeping a baby alive. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't have any of these skills.
Oh no.
Rabbits of men, children of rabbits.
3 people and a rabbit? No, I don't know. Yeah, it's a 3-minute baby. So thank you very much for listening. Thanks for watching. We love you all very much. We have on Thursday tier Aster Academy. Come for that. Friday we have Fates of Ryn, which at this point is a week maybe behind this game now. So this is our furthest point in this campaign. So we're gonna go back in time a week to the adventures of the family in Federo. Burbage and Adam. Burbage is nearly about to be fight the Red family alone.
I'm gonna need the main cast of Fates of Ryn to hurry it up so that this game gets to play again, please. If you could just time skip a little, Andy, in your main campaign, that'd be great.
I am also entirely okay if we wanted to pre-record something and then not release it until after the family gets there, because I think there's some really interesting things that it would be cool to know that you guys do before they get there. So yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it all out. So Thursday tier, Friday Fates of Ryn. And again, maybe some Pokemon Soul, the Soul Connection. Shit, what is it called? Soul
Lock.
Soul Lock.
Because it's a Nuzlocke.
It's a Nuzlocke.
Soul Link Nuzlocke, whatever.
Soul Link Nuzlocke. That'll be maybe next Saturday. They're gonna figure out how to get that to work. And Rev, again, thanks so much for playing with us. You're amazing. And everyone go check Crit Show. They do
I've been listening. It's
my gosh,
fun.
it's
Everyone
funny.
It's great.
Awesome.
It's
really
funny and
interesting.
great and awesome.
It sounds like you just made a great NPC's name with you were trying to describe the Souls Lock.
Yeah,
something
there
like
you
that.
go.
Soul
Well, if I
Link
ever
Nuzlocke.
get out of 2018 of content, y'all produce insane numbers of episodes. So maybe
That's
I'll catch up
true.
one day and you can
That's
put
true.
a Souls Lock
Nuzzling.
link in there, and I'll get to know that was.
Awesome. All right. Again, thanks everyone. We love you so much, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
You look like you
Yay.
were threatening us. He's like, we're out, and you went.
Getting real close to the camera. Yeah, no, I just don't want the ring light off before I get a migraine. Oh, that was great. That was fun. I'm not going to push the long rest button. Don't do it, Rev.
Yep. Didn't do it.
It's tempting, but I have 34 hit points. Nope. Well, while we're running, I would just like lay on hands. So split it, use the whole thing, split it between me and Dash, get us both up. 35.
Yeah.
I am down to 13 or 14 hit points.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's just, do we have to do it in initiative order? because I hate using my turn to heal. Oh, Andy, they can still hear us. You didn't end the stream.
Ah!
Hi, everybody. We love you.